The plan is to design a oh, my frame rates. Design a sphere and then start to launch it. Do you think I should finish off this little inner ring before I start on the big bitty bob?
The smallest possible thing.
Yeah, the ring in the middle. Like, it's only a partial ring and we will get more solar out of it. I don't know if we're really lacking on solar. How can we tell? We are using about half our Dyson Sphere. So we could pop down more ray receivers. We are currently massively outstripping it. Maybe I should task Henry with that. Oh, something's definitely acting juddery and odd. What are we lacking? CPUs. Why are we lacking CPUs? We don't have any plane filters. Why don't we have any plane filters? Because we are lacking we're finally outrunning our crystal usage. And I upgrade to the next tier of that. We need particle broadband. That I think we have a bunch of over here. Yeah, mine's running really not very well tonight. I'm not running anything in the background I shouldn't be, am I? Don't think so. Close that though. Can I make these now? Let me just make all of them.
Requesting clearance to join.
Yeah, it's just you and me at the moment. This is taking a while. So it always sends data about the same rate, give or take, about 250, 300k a second. But the amount of time it takes for you to join appears to be completely arbitrary. But hopefully, as well as making it work on the latest patch, they also fix the they also fix the there we go, now my frame rate is better. They also fix some of the other ongoing issues. I have resisted the urge to start looking. The reason we're out of crystals is we are short on hydrogen. We have quite an energetic line, but it's not saturated enough. Where does all this come from? That's from space. That's not going to get any faster. That's just runoff. And this, so it's saturated here, but at a lower tier conveyor. Let's not worry about it. Let's just upgrade it and see if it holds up.
I need to spend some time on Dora World to see all the kind of setups that everybody else has set up.
You can do. I mean, we are moving towards logistics, so mostly it is a case of make sure that the various planetary logistics stations are being fed, and we are moving away. So I guess this will become our homeworld. This will become, a planet with only resources being sent to it. I mean, we're nearly out of copper ore, we're nearly out of iron ore. We have a lot of stone and an awful lot of coal and some crude oil. So yeah, we are simply going to be running this planet dry. So to a great degree, a lot of it's just going to be getting stuff sent here from outer space. And we don't have any warper setup because our graviton lens setup is it's just too small. It can barely cope with the greens, let alone space. But I don't think we've come close to tapping this system, have we? Like, not even slightly close to finishing off.
Well, Matti is running out of iron ore somewhat soon.
It's got 1 million left. So I think you're exaggerating.
I have no sense what to compare that to.
Well, we have 11 million silicon on it. And so, but we also have almost no coal on it. Hot Singles has 20 million iron, 20 million copper. But what we should start to do is just to send the primary products back. So that would be cogs. Cogs? No, not cogs. Yeah, it's just iron ingots with iron. Yeah, iron ingots and magnetic rings should start to arrive from Hot Singles. Copper ingots, high purity silicon, glass. You know, like basically not the ore, but one step up from the ore. And then we can hopefully then jam all those into our current thing. Got my frame rate again to 75. I'm going to get a constant frame rate rather than a... That's your frame rate going between 60 and 90 is not as good as your frame rate staying at 60. This is telling me we're doing 70 of these a minute. Leave it. Why is it waiting for? What is it waiting for? Processors, okay. And we might have been relying on circuit boards. But yeah, I mean, mostly I just tend to sort of follow the keep an eye on the end product, and when they fall over, work back to what it has died on us. Go from there. Like steel. And I can't remember if we actually had a supermagnetic ring set up. Like, supermagnetic rings are sent into this interstellar logistics station. I have no real idea where they come out. Our research is pretty good on everything apart from green. I guess I'll just craft the magnetic rings myself. Oh, no, what? No graphite. Graphene. No, graphite. So Dora World, ironically enough, is the best place for coal in this solar system by quite a margin. How many do I need? 10. Oh, alright, then I've overdone it. Excellent. think that I thought I left myself plenty of room for more railguns, but it appears that I was wildly optimistic on that. I think I made to a little bit of. I say restructuring. There's an awful lot of conveyor lines in the way. Some being used, some apparently not being used. Should be oh right, that was our circuit boards from space line, which is now dead, I think. But I'm hoping at some point someone will put more circuit boards into a logistics station somewhere, and then obviously this will all just work. He says hopefully. Oh, come on. What's that supposed to do? Appears to be an old circuit board line in the other direction. It's been orphaned. That. Move whatever these are to there. Does that give me enough room? Actually, that was circuit board. They put a memo on there. I wish you you could sort of auto memo. So like something like after it's greens. Okay. That is greens. Yeah. So you could say to it, tell me what the last thing was that came across this conveyor line. You could see, remind yourself, you know, something broke an hour ago or 10 hours ago. About that. Yes. Evening, Arbrat.
Right, how's it going?
It's going very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. What are you guys up to?
Dyson Sphere Program. I wondered if you might be coming to ask me dating advice.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I mean, you know, if you need a help on your game, obviously I am the expert on dating.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that you're an expert on games.
Oh well, and that. I'll have you know, the last game I shipped sold nearly 500 copies. So,
see, that would actually be a pretty good one-liner, wouldn't it? I'm a game developer, so my game's pretty good.
I like it. He doesn't just got game; he makes game. Other than that, we're pretty good. We're basically making conveyors do conveyor-y things. But I've decided it's a very relaxing and zen-like thing to do in a computer game, just to optimize conveyor ends. Yeah, well, no, I've always said this about computer games. I like computer games where I get to spend a lot of it. I set something up, and then I just watch the result of my plan go. That's why I like RTS games. That's why I liked Nomancer. That's why I played a Necro in Diablo 2. Because to a degree, sometimes I like to watch my genius play itself, as opposed to actually having to click on all the annoying little buttons.
I think it's nice. So I kind of like that in my games, but I like it being an option and not being the only way to do it. So like, I guess a good example for me is like, if I play like Terraria, you can play Summoner, which is kind of that, and then everything else is also not.
Yeah.
So you can sort of choose if you want to or not.
Yeah, so I played a summoner in Terraria. I mean, that's exactly what happened
Yeah.
to me.
Didn't this game used to be wait? Is this game still single player only, or is it multiplayer now? So didn't it used to be single player?
Well, it is single player.
Is it modded?
It's modded, and the mod is extremely good. We're playing at 8 players. It's got a few issues, which are perhaps becoming a little more apparent as our base gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Overall, I have been extremely impressed both with the game and the quality of the mod. The game itself is extremely well written, and the mod is very, very good. But one of the FAQ items is no, we're not making it multiplayer. Like I think instead of editing your FAQ to say no, you should go, we are actively looking into it. And given they've made like $50 million, they've got no excuse.
Yeah.
We can't do it. Hire someone to do it. Hire 10 people to do it. You've got $50 million in the bank.
I mean, hell, hire the people that made the mod to do it.
That was my suggestion. Hire the guy that made the mod and tell him that he has an ongoing job at $50,000 a year, and if he can get the mod framework into the main game, then they'll pay him $500,000. Make it so he could not possibly say no. Get him on board. Yeah. Which huge platform pays more per viewer? Oh.
Which platform does, sorry?
Neither of them, YouTube or Twitch. Per viewer, nothing. Am I saying?
Well, I think when you're a partner on Twitch, you can like run ads, and from those, the average viewer does give you money. It's not just subscribers. So I guess per viewer, I'd probably say Twitch.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm gonna be honest. They're both pretty shit. Let's be really honest.
Most of the money is in like donations and merch.
Yeah, most of the money is in
community engagement.
Well, to be fair, it's Patreon is the actual answer to your question. If you're asking me, should you watch on YouTube or Twitch? YouTube is way better than Twitch. If you're asking me, do I make more money off each of them? Both approximately the same.
As I say, I think for larger stream like people on platforms, I think Twitch tends to be better because you have a lot of like subscribers and stuff, whereas YouTube has only recently added their like subscription style thing for channels, haven't they? That's sort of their version of that. And there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more benefits for people watching to subscribe on Twitch, so you tend to get a lot more of those.
Yeah, well, here we go.
I don't know how ad revenue.
I've just literally logged on to YouTube here, and it goes, "You're so close. Boost your earning potentials and reward your audience. Finishing setting up channel memberships." Okay, what's that then?
That's like YouTube's answer to Twitch subscriptions, essentially. The thing is like, it's so much easier for people to subscribe to you on Twitch because you can use your Amazon Prime, so it doesn't cost you anything. But the person who's streaming still gets money.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Dylan, if you're there and you're genuinely interested, in the last 28 days, we've had 2,500 views. I've lost 6 subscribers because every time I go live, someone goes, "Am I still subscribed to this?" Fuck, unsubscribe. We have very few, sadly, people saying, "Hey, watch this video." And we had, in the last 28 days, I've made 6p. So they're both fuck all, I think, is the shortest answer to your question. Both irrelevantly small amounts of money. Welcome to the harsh reality of streaming. Brett, I mean, I probably makes. Do you know what the average number of viewers on Twitch is?
Oh, it's like 0.
It's one. It's one.
Yeah, it's very low.
It's.
What does that include the person running the stream though, and like bots or whatever, or is
probably most of the people running the stream are also watching it back. That's why the average is 1 and not 0. But you know, we are probably, and don't laugh, we're probably in the top 10% of streams within that. We're getting sort of a 8 to 12 view count, and that probably puts us in the top 10%. That's how terrifyingly small. Like the moment you hit 100 followers on Twitter, you're in the top 10%. Like it's that level of there's so much out there that no one watches.
I need to use my Twitter more. I have like no presence on Twitter. I have like a tweet once every 2 or 3 months.
Well, I'm moving my Twitter across to my Projecting Games account from Fortress_Craft. Slowly. So I'm only doing my interesting tweets from Fortress_Craft, and then I am retweeting that back to my main account.
Right.
Because as has Brett and I learned very painfully this year, there is no concept of just hope that people will find you. You have to stand there and shout.
Plug every moment. You just got a subscription, by the way. I don't know who it was. They didn't say anything in chat. But yeah, but pop it up on your stream.
I should have got a sound effect. I'm going to turn my television up. I should have gone. Brrr. You don't mean a subscription, do you?
Well, I think it was.
Subscription.
I think it said subscription. I don't think it was a Twitch notification or YouTube. But
because Twitch subscriptions are money per month.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does it tell you in like a log on your stream software? Or?
Possibly. Yeah.
I don't know. If they actually did subscribe to you on Twitch, then you probably need to say thanks.
Thank you for that. Yeah, hold on. Let me just log in. Let me grab my authenticator app. I like this. Remember this computer for 30 days. I just want to remember it forever. Like, it's this computer. It's fine. If someone breaks into my house and uses my computer to log onto my Twitch account, more play for them, to be quite frank.
They can stream for me. Disaster.
We were unable. No.
Incorrect password.
My verification code expired in time it took me to look up and look down, and then your password is prone to enemies, but I have two-factor. My password can be the word Twitch. No one can hack it. That's what two-factor means. I really get annoyed when programs don't understand. You don't need or particularly want strong passwords. Let's see. Is it create a dashboard? I think. Insights. You did Frostoid subscribe with Amazon Prime. Thank you so much. I wonder if I've ever got any money from subscriptions at all.
Doesn't it like go into a pool and it has to go above a threshold before you can claim it or something?
Yeah, maybe it's channel analytics. Let me see. Well, in theory, yes. So I hope you are there, Dylan, because this entire chat is now about YouTube monetization. So you are quite correct. After a certain number of hours. Oh, that's interesting. If I stream, we'll come back to that one. But holy shit. Okay, right. Let's start at the beginning. I am currently
ready for me to join.
It is safe for you to join. So you're talking about where money comes from and all that stuff. So on Twitch, I get £2.87 a month from paid subscribers. I get $1.65 from Prime subs, $1.65 from gifted subs, and from adverts, 17 cents. Now, Twitch is offering me a revenue adjustment incentive if I stream more. Like, are you fucking joking? So we have to stream 7. Do you know how much we stream? More is not something I would expect. Oh, we've got an NRE.
A what?
No reference
Oh,
exception.
damn it.
Oh. I thought you said Ari.
No.
Oh dear.
Yeah, unfortunately, Esme, you've left me in a dead state now because I've got a dialogue box and I can't save it. I'll have to rerun it. Anyway,
the mod's going smoothly.
So we have to stream 75 hours. We should be on track for about 90 hours a month. We've streamed so far 60 hours in the last 24 days.
75 hours a month isn't actually that bad.
75
like 2
hours a month.
It's like 2 hours a day if you do it daily.
Yeah,
right?
2 hours every day. But I mean, I'm quite surprised we're not already there. But yeah, we've got $0 from cheering, game sales, extensions, bounties, or any bits interactions.
How much did bits give you? It's not very much.
Nothing. Zero. I've just said 0.
No, I mean like if someone does send bits, what's the like percentage of that?
I have to say thank you to Gigabot who did host us. And that's
Is it? Wait, was that just now? I don't think there was a pop-up.
no, the other day. We've got
okay.
22% of my channel views came from him.
Cool.
Okay, so this save was, I don't know. Auto save 21. I'm making sure I load it the right one. 21:19. Oh, we've lost like 10 minutes, I'm afraid. Yeah, it just you joined Esmia and then we just got an you timed out during the join is what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
So when you're above that threshold, how much does it increase?
Well,
The 75 hours.
Well, this month we will make $6.34. If I get above the threshold, I will make $9.53. To be fair, that's about 50% more. But I mean, it's something I've mentioned time and time again. If any of you guys have ideas, we can actually get more viewers and make more revenue. I would love to. As a secondary form of income, I think that would be great. I don't have any ideas. I think our race analysis was good. We probably need to do it a lot more often than we are. And the problem is, and you know, Schalke would need to mostly. Every time he does one of the analysis videos, put it on /r/sim racing. You need to put it on /live for speed. You know, you need to get out there and shout, "Look, I've done this thing." And
you want like really funny clips and stuff like that. You can put on like a YouTube channel or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like share.
But I mean, I would say, I don't feel this is an unfair judgment. I do not feel that Schalke is particularly extroverted. Doesn't really want to run around and shout, "Hey, look at my video! Look how good it is."
No.
Doesn't strike me as. It's not a type 2 personality, as they say.
Which is fine.
But this thing,
Requesting players to join.
it is safe for Schalke to join. But yeah, you can't just hope it will happen. Now, I don't rely on streaming money. That is not a part of my thing at all.
It just happens to give you about $5 a month. Apparently. Oh.
Feels like streaming a lot more gamble. Some people make it and most don't.
Well, I do know in the last year a few people who have grown quite well, and they're running at 150 to 500 view count. But apart from being younger and quite frankly more handsome than me, I don't really know what they're doing that we aren't. Like, not a lot really. Just par for the course. Oh, ooh, why?
I would be curious actually, like, so what game would you say you stream most at the moment?
At the moment, Dyson Sphere Program, definitely. We got.
What's the viewership? Oh, sorry.
Well, we did do Icarus for a bit, and there was a flurry of interest in that has died off. Dyson Sphere Program. It's some synergy. So this is the sort of thing that Fortress Crafty people like, and most of my 6,000 followers are Fortress Crafty people. So it makes sense that they're like, "Oh, I like this game," whereas not so many of them are like, "Oh, Wreckfest." But they're wrong.
My curiosity was going to be that, like, I wonder I've not seen what the viewership for these games is like on, say, Twitch.
The thing is, if you have to edit out the top few percent. Because there'll be somebody streaming this with 10,000 viewers, but
and then the next person will have like 3. Yeah,
and the next person will have 4,000 viewers. The next person will have 200 viewers.
And then, it goes exponentially down. Yeah. But you want to be like above, like, I don't know, the bottom 3/4, I guess, before people will start randomly clicking on you, because the bottom 3/4 will have 0 or 1 view. Is the thing. And it's really hard to break. I think it's really hard to break past that initial barrier. Like, I mean, I guess I'd say, like, I've seen a few friends from like uni do streaming recently, and they've managed to make it to sort of 40, 50 viewers consistently recently, which is quite good.
But like, what could I possibly be doing that I'm not? Like, you know, if there was something I could do, I would. But I mean, I've mentioned this time and time again in the channel. When we've tried to do games specifically just to get views, we've tried to do obscure games, classic games, whatever's hot and new. We've tried to do hilarious games. We've done rage games. We've done VR. We've done stuff on the motion platform. You know, we've tried everything, and it just seems to be playing logistic games. Just seems to be our channel's strength, I guess. Yeah, well, the thing is, well, one thing I do know that people love on the stream is my art. So I will draw you a graph of, you know, the bell curve. So basically, here's the bottom of the curve. And the curve does this. Well, not quite. It doesn't quite go back on itself, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So basically, it's like that.
Stream. Let's go.
So basically, here's the number 1 guy, and he's got 15,000 viewers. Here's the number 10 guy, and he's got 100 viewers. And then
Wait, that's not bell curve, is it?
Well, it's half, not bad. But I don't know. You know what I mean. But
bell curve is the one where it's like low, high, low, isn't it?
Yeah. So here's the guy with 15,000 views. Here's the guy with 100 views, and everybody else has got 1 view. So we are a long way up the bell curve. You know, we're only got right now 7 viewers, but that puts us about here. That's the terrifying thing. I do get a lot more views on my dev streams, but my dev streams are also 10 hours long, so that does help. Long streams help. Regular streams help.
You sort of slowly build up the viewership as a longer stream.
Dev streams help as well because of that, yeah. And also, if you stream regularly, it has an interesting knock-on effect, which is some people will still have the web browser open from yesterday. So I've been raided by some really big people, and my next few streams are big because a whole bunch of them will just leave me running in a tab, which always amuses.
Yeah. And I guess that helps with traction because it draws other people in, even though there's not that many people actively watching you.
I mean, it's a similar thing with Live for Speed. When it's just me, Shalker, and Izzard, it's just me, Shalker, and Izzard. The moment there are 7 of us, suddenly we bubble up the server list high enough so we start to get full servers. We've had like 20 people because people look for a full active server.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I do all the things, you know. I do all the audience interaction. I'm not really enthused enough to start posting on Reddit, going, "Hey, look at my stream." If there's something particularly clip-worthy, I do try and share that, but that has not grown that much. I have been told by someone who is much more successful than me that Twitch, you don't gain viewers during a Twitch stream. You gain viewers between streams from the clips you do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I guess the one disadvantage of like these logistic games is I'd say it's probably a bit more uncommon to get like clip-worthy stuff because it's not like
oh god, no, not
there's nothing extremely exciting going on unless like someone cracks a funny joke or something.
Did you see the one from Icarus the other day?
I did not.
Oh, it was brilliant. Well, allow me to find the clip.
Give me views.
Clips of my channel.
Some of the talk content creators like play automation games in the background. That's also a thing, but then the primary content is not the game.
Yeah, it's the entertainer at that point, really, isn't it? That's just background content. Like you have some big streamers that like kind of do that, and they talk about like politics or whatever the fuck, and no one cares about what game they're playing. They'll just play anything, and they'll still get the same viewership.
Well, let me just check this is the right link. Yeah, I mean, I've seen this before. Once you get a certain size, no one cares. To a degree, no one cares what your
I guess there'll be some sway because like if you're switching from like League of Legends to something, then that's probably gonna go down.
I tell you what, I think I've worked out the trick to getting more followers. Thank you, Theta Zai.
I can't watch it.
Keep talking about followers. I can't watch it either. Exclusive subscriber content. Is it?
It's your clip.
Is it telling me I'm not subscribed to my own channel?
Oh, that's really funny.
I don't think that's actually what it means. I think what it actually means is it hasn't finished processing yet.
Oh, what was it that recent? Or
no, I just pressed the button marked highlight.
Oh, you got cheered
Clips.
for one bit.
Every bit counts. So yeah, so I've just hit publish highlights, and now for some reason, now I'm in. This is an awful back end. Let me try. Not save as highlight. I just want the. There we go. Oh yes.
Your XP obviously in the blueprint.
Flaccid tolerant dill peanut butter jelly time. I'll link it to you so you get to see it directly. But yeah, this
that is a hell of a name.
I know, but yeah, this made me laugh because
Your
this is
XP
what
obviously in the
happened.
blueprint
I
points and
pressed the
talents,
wrong
but
button
that's,
in
yeah,
Icarus.
that's your level of
And
progression.
then this happened, and it's like,
Oh, I need to
Did you say wolf?
oh, whoops. Oh no! Someone clip that.
Your XP obviously in the blueprint points and talents, but that's.
But yeah, I have tried everything that's not the level I don't have time to do, which is you go and you visit every Reddit community for every game you play. You chat about it constantly. You do, no offense, Tita, full props, man. You do exactly what you've done. You join people, follow them, going, boy, it's hard to get follows. Wink, wink. So if anyone's there, please do throw Theta's Eye a follow. I would, but I can't work out how.
Amazing. Well, you're up to 6 viewers on YouTube now, apparently.
Yeah, well, it is a fascinating problem. It really is, because there are too many streamers. There are. And, I mean, I've had chats with, like, friends' sons and things, and they're like, oh, I want to become a big YouTuber. How did you get so many followers? And I'm like, I had something unique to show people, which helps. And
you work really hard at getting the
Yeah.
number of people
And that's
doing
the-
it consistently.
That's the other thing. I've also looked at people who have decided they're going to make it big, but you need to be the right sort of person. I don't know how to subscribe to your channel. Follow. There we go. There you go. Have a follow, sir. That was way too difficult.
You guys help me fall asleep. Is that a good or bad thing?
Thanks, Chiefy. No, I mean, when I do dev streams, I do them for between 6 and 12 hours. People do not watch them. Very few people watch the dev streams, but lots of people listen to the dev streams.
Like a podcast.
Like a podcast, yes. And I think a lot of people who watch, and I do say to people, if you're watching this stream back on YouTube, chuck me a, hey, I'm watching it back on YouTube, please. I think we might be out of fuel. Are you back in, Esme? I just didn't notice.
No, I'm not.
Oh, are you coming back in?
I suppose I could.
Well, you don't have to. I'm forcing you.
Well, I didn't want to crash it again.
Well, I'm not blaming you. I mean, I'm mostly blaming your personality, I think, is the problem.
The distance?
No, I don't know why. Wait, how did someone build so many wind turbines so close together? That's not allowed.
What the hell?
That's illegal.
That's illegal.
Jinx. But yeah, we're definitely getting more views on Dyson Sphere Program than other games. But I think that's more to do with the synergy of my channel content than anything else. Right, so are we going to write the words lockdown LAN? Because I think Esmea was doing some practicing, and she did practice.
Here, let me join real quick.
She did practice with the cock and balls, which is spectacular, of course. But I don't want to get demonetized because I might miss out on that.
Oh, those weren't balls.
No, those are balls. Massive balls, tiny shaft, mega
That's
plump.
a penis.
But I think I will just write lockdown first.
See, Adam, clearly I brought the viewers with me. I joined the stream and now there's 7.
Well, that's what it is. The thing is, I miss it when you actually got a little notification about people join your stream, because you go, hey John, I haven't seen you in a while, and they'd interact. But sometimes people join and they don't say anything and they slink off. And
Yeah, great.
I'm not. If I was here, not it's done it again, Esmea. You've disconnected. You know,
It's gone.
You know what we should have done? We should have saved it first. We are smart.
Yeah.
Should we get Esme in first this time? Actually,
Let's
if I
try that.
yes, the thing is, I can bring up the escape dialog, but I can't click anything.
Oh dear.
Well, there's been a patch for Alien Swarm. Blimey. But yeah, I the problem is there are too many people, and every 12-year-old thinks that he's going to become the next PewDiePie. And it's the same thing with Minecraft. People say to me, oh, you'll never be as big as Minecraft. I'm like, no, I am 1% as big as Minecraft, and I am the number 2. I'm quite happy with this, because, again, it's that graph. Minecraft is 100%. Fortresscraft comes in at about 1 to 2% of Minecraft. Everybody else is 100%.
Let me check on that, Frost Toys.
About 5 minutes. Oh, I mean, I haven't done any patchy things. It looks like a timeout, though.
I should really,
Yeah.
I should really read through our Discord chats more before I post comments. I feel like a couple of times recently I've like seen news of something on a different Discord, hop to here, posted it, and be like, "Wait, you talked about it 5 minutes
Hey, yeah,
ago."
holy shit, guys! Did you hear? Microsoft bought up Activision. Whoa.
No.
So we're on version 0.710 of the mod, and 0.823 of the game.
I'm also
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah, Adam, has anyone ever
Playing for speed things.
has anyone ever asked to buy Fortresscraft?
Yes, that has happened a couple of times, but the weirdest one like that was, hello, we'd like to publish your game as a box game. And I'm like, absolutely, yes, let's do it. Whatever you need to know, let me know. And then they got back to a week later going, well, we've looked into your company, actually, we don't want to. So,
Ready for me to join?
I'm ready for you to join. So it's me first.
Why would they send that first message then? What?
I think it's just a blanket message they send to everyone on Steam. And then hope,
Amazing.
and then they investigate people. Because I've had people before talk to me about Nomads. I'm like, absolutely, I will. How many did you sell? Not very many. And they're like, oh, never mind then. I'm like, should have done your homework first. Yeah, I mean, what I would say is, actually, who's it? Oh, it's not you on the Discord, is it? On their Discord. I mean, I can send you a screenshot and you can go, hey, guys. Oh, no, that seemed to work. There you go. All good.
I have used this mod manager you guys are using recently, but not for this game. It's been a couple. No. I think is it Thunderstorm?
Thunderstorm mod manager.
Yeah, it's
Overwolf.
just a reskin of R2 Modman.
Overwolf mod manager.
No, I saw it recently because some friends were trying to get me to play this game called Rounds, which is like this weird, like, roguelike fighting game. Imagine the kind of thing that they would play in the finals of the big game. But, like, every time you die, you get a power-up.
Sorry. The reason...
Join?
Say to join Schalke? The reason our ship production's broken is someone, probably not me, has set this storage to have 0 capacity for automation.
That doesn't seem very good.
There we go.
Hello, is that better?
Hey,
Yeah,
Rob.
mine errored out.
There we go.
Yours errored out.
Yeah.
What have you got? What's the error, please? Paste. Pasty.
No, it timed out.
Oh. Huh? But
Could not load state from server, and then it went endless.
I do wonder if there is a point at which you can't get the entire set of data in the time frame that the game's allocated for us.
For my distance, probably. It's probably trying to do handshakes on each one. Or too many times. And the distance just amplifies the time required.
Well, yeah, but it should just sort of... What it should do is just save the game, bundle it up, transmit you the 20 megabyte save data, and you've got a mostly up-to-date copy of the game, and then continue to transmit your deltas.
Is that all?
That is... I'm not sure how I would do it apart from that.
Do I have updates to install?
No, you absolutely do not. If you have updates to install, you need to not. So if you're on Dyson Sphere Program itself, you must be opted into the 0.8 beta. Sorry, 0.8.x, I think they call it. So they haven't updated this mod for the current patch. Oh, incidentally, I looked at the Icarus mod, like the mech mod, and you actually draw polygons and stuff to mod it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I assumed I could just choose bits of armor, not literally they've implemented a modeler into the game, because I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
And not do multiplayer.
And not.
I mean, it's cool for the art. It's cool for the artsy people, I guess, but for everyone else, ew.
So they've done it so I can have the most unique and customizable avatar in a single player game. Yeah, brilliant one, lads. 10 out of 10.
I also discovered that the Tesla towers have a vertical limit.
The best
You may
reason to
not
have
wish to
cosmetics.
ask how I ran into that.
You tried to put a sorter really too tall.
But,
Yeah.
best reason to have cosmetics is always to flex them on other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, not even joking.
Which is why I've never understood those packs for like The Sims, where it just changes what things look like, and I'm like, but only you see this. I don't get it.
Well, I'm going
It
to
can tap the sense of identity.
Incoming.
vertical construction. So the triggers drop. You go, can I join? And I say yes. Not brace yourself, Sheila.
I'll say that next time. Anyway, at least it was quick.
Yeah, so this is the thing. As you're coming in, I think Esme is kind of correct. People with lower pings are coming in instantly, and people with higher pings are spending more time handshaking than transmitting. Annoyingly.
Right, what's the mission? What do I need to do?
Oh, words. Okay, so that's a good question. Right now, we are in the process of updating our. Actually, a lot of stuff beginning to run out on Dora World. So, possibly a good suggestion is to leave and go to either Hot Singles or Matty. And actually, you're on Hot Singles, so
Yes.
more stuff from Hot Singles back home. I mean, have a look at everything and see what's not working, because there's probably quite a lot of stuff that's run out, or is jammed up, or is slow. That's
Okay.
That's very.
I'm
There's-
parked up by a whole bunch of stalled copper,
Yeah,
which doesn't sound right.
might be. Part of the issue, there is no easy way for me to look at the global logistics, so interstellar logistics, and go, oh, we're out of our transmission of. So in under the production tab under here, why is there not a transport tab? I want to see how many copper bars per minute are transported, interplanetarily, and go, oh, that's down, and then go.
You need a counter on that line to get that information, though.
What? On what line? I
On
want
the copper.
No. I want to
Oh,
say.
this is the stuff you're sending away from. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I want to say right now, over the last hour, how on average per minute, how many titanium ingots were transferred between planets? When that number drops, suddenly I can go, there's a problem. But right now, barring going and looking around, it's quite hard to say how and what problems we've got. I wouldn't know, Jay. That's your area of expertise. So am I just going to very unimaginative just write lockdown LAN on our
imagination.
where's my grid? No grid. Let's turn on grid.
Alright, so I need to open that project that you said you've moved to HDRP now. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yes, it's in HDRP. Yes.
It's a very shiny.
That looks pretty awful actually, but that's because I haven't rebalanced everything. The important thing is it's working. Making it look good again is an ongoing task. I don't think I can
Maybe we should do a stream of us messing with that at some point.
Once I'm sure we're gonna ship it, yeah. I mean, I need to start doing more dev streams. That's just a startup program. That's not when you join.
Oh, it's.
I'm gonna.
I was looking more at the bottom.
Okay. What you want to look at is line 70. They've disabled the Nagel algorithm. Now, that either means you really know what you're doing, or you absolutely don't. And I would hazard a guess, given we're having load issues, you don't. I'm not reading their code and fixing it. I've already specifically said no.
No.
Oh, I can't do an O. I'm going to have to do a very fat O.
Just get the devs to hire you to fix it and add it to the main game.
Well, I said they've got enough money to do this, and I'm sad that they're not. I'm also sad that X doesn't work within this screen. Deployment. Well, how come that is a valid placement? I can't do an O. I just can't.
It's not allowed to be directly adjacent within.
Oh yeah, within
8 directions.
Yeah, but it seemed to let me in one direction, but not the other. So we're gonna have a very stretched font here. I can do it like this, I think. So I can put that...
when I was doing mine, I was focusing on getting the middle done first. And then I wrote the shell around each letter.
Yeah, but I'm going to have some fat O. It's like it's going to be a really, really fat O. Like, the minimum level O I can do is that big. So if I get rid of... So I can't press X to delete stuff, but I can everywhere else in the game apart from here.
I know, right?
This is one of those things that strikes me as you didn't really play this bit, did you? You went, tick, that's done, next. So in the next...
We have a new editor.
We do have a new editor, though. Honestly, it's not that much better. We have spaceships flying out here. That is not what I was expecting. So I like that I can pull... Well, because I'm in the middle of editing the sphere, and I thought I'd change it not. But the point is, I can pause the game, but I can't say, just don't launch any spaceships. It's like, you know, I can blow up the car, but I can't turn the engine off if I want to stop going somewhere. Oh, they are off, it's just... Let's go back to editing. There'll just be a few. I appear to be accidentally recreating the Odeon font as well. Right, so this means that we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be a...
Aha, the counting begins.
Well, I used to make pixel art fonts. This is definitely within my wheelhouse. Yeah. Well, you didn't have a font. I mean, you didn't have fonts. You had to do it like this.
Your vertical is 1 unit too thick.
Thin.
Big.
Now that should be 3. And there. And then that was... This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah. Just being able to drag them around would be easier as well. Rather than having to click down, click remove, click here, click on make build plan. So this triangle will go.
Now I'm wondering why is this limiting the latitude on where you can build?
Because we haven't researched it, because we don't have enough green cubes. Because in the last 6 or 7 hours of play, none of you fuckers have automated quantum chips. Next question.
Include yourself in that.
I have done everything else. I have set up the logistics station. I'm running into green research. I've set up the graviton automation. I just haven't done the last bit. But I do have a template for my letters now. But I think
I would love to, but there's something.
wrong with you.
Oh, there's something wrong with the code.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like you said, it's probably that Nagel algorithm thing.
Yeah, like I said, you could be quite brave to turn that off because so the Nagel algorithm is kind of the TCP. It's to do with splitting packets apart and optimally using packets. Far so good. Now K's are always difficult. Usually when designing fonts, what happens is after a little while, you realise that you want all the letters to be different sizes because it's a lot easier to do that.
Or were you going to say you realise that you don't want to be designing a font?
Well, yeah, also that. Oh man, that's the most terrible K ever. It doesn't help my grid.
You got the right side backwards.
Now I've got.
So it's upside down.
I'm having a symmetrical K.
Oh, fancy that. Except the middle of the letter is.
No, the middle of the letter should be on the equator. Should be. So that's fine. Apart from that, that's definitely not the same width as the rest of the letters.
Aren't most fonts that the middle is like at about 2/3 up?
Maybe, because that looks terrible. That looks like it's written by a 4-year-old. So, done. Fine. Because this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long. So it's definitely too long to be a on the same grid. So it doesn't cross my mind sometimes that, like, I spent hours designing fonts for games that I've written in the old days before you could just go include TTF. It didn't cross my mind that that's not something normal people do. And you get this same issue every single time, which is you kind of wish that all the letters were different sizes. How is that wrong? What have I done? Oh, right, that one should be... I think the bottom looks better, so let's go down. So that needs to be 2 from there. There we go. There we go. Mad Pro K skills. But I want to be able to just drag these into a different place.
I
On that bottom
completely
piece,
agree.
up one. I need it. I fixed it. Lag of the stream.
Oh, the bottom looks good, and the top looks wrong. What have I got wrong? That's one. See, this is why I didn't want to have the spaceships launching, because they'd be launching, building it. I should just written LDL, shouldn't I? Because I've got to do a D now. At least a D is basically an O. And then we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diagonal up, back. Same issue on the inside of my D though. Ugh.
The inside of your what, sorry?
The inside of my D.
That's me, I told you. You have to do the inside first.
I don't know what weird sex talk you guys are talking about, but you disgust me. Oh god, it looks like it's written by a 3-year-old.
Mental age, yeah.
Oh yeah, that D does seem a bit off. Although the stream's probably a bit delayed, you might have fixed it by now.
There we go. Now an O. At least O's are easy. I was more worried, by the way, genuinely. So I had a 1, 2. Oops. I was more worried that I'd write lockdown and then it wouldn't fit. I'd write lockdown lap, going, oh no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I should just do streams of me just drawing crap in MS Paint. See you, Jay. Thanks for popping along. And hello, Mike. Right.
You just stream if you're playing like Drawful or something, if you've played that before.
The nodes are too far apart. Oh, that one's new. W.
Good luck with that.
I'm okay. I think what I'm mostly going to do is I'm going to sack off any concept of fitting them all into a proper pixel grid, because that's hard, but I don't need to, because I don't have to. I'm not doing a sprite sheet. Not brilliant. And an N. Ns can be tricksy. I haven't. Is anyone down near the launch stations right now? I guess not.
I'm fucking about not doing anything useful, so...
Good, good.
Where are the launch stations?
At Dora World, which is a different planet to where you are.
Oh.
It's okay, I will check. So right now, as it stands, we will need 14,800 spaceships.
Nice.
Now, what do ends look like? In the next patch, you can also design what these solar cell grids look like, which is rather nice. You don't just have to default. Yes! Right, now comes the fun bit, which is filling it in. Oh, it won't let me fill that in. Or that one. And see, some of these are not valid shapes. Right. Yes, it is. Wow. Backseat pixeling. I don't know.
Pixel it better, Mr. Streamer.
I don't know why. They're both 3 wide, but it's not there. And it's not there.
I don't think, yeah.
I think I may have to fill in the... wait, hold on. I've put frames, but no... Oh. No, why can't I fill in?
Or wouldn't it just, I mean, in a perfect world, why not just fill the whole thing in? Was that not the point of it?
Well, yeah, but... Did you miss the point where I said 14,800?
No.
14. This is currently going to be 14,800 spaceships. Filling in the whole thing is going to be, whatever, 25 million spaceships. Many more spaceships. But we can always do that as well. I suspect this will not be off our only Dyson Sphere. I will unfill these in a moment, by the way, because we want to get certain grids up. Oh, no, it's... so that's the other thing. I can't decide any sort of priority list for this. It will just fill it in however the hell it feels like.
I'm arriving with 16 stacks of plane filter. So that should be speed up the high grade production quite a lot.
No, that's not our limit. It's the... No, we were having a problem with the plane filters, but that's because someone broke one of the storage containers. But it can't hurt. Obviously, it reduces the map production on this level. The inside fills with solar cells, yes. Like the glowy bits. But there are certain shapes it can work out how to fill and certain shapes it can't. And apparently a W is not on the list of accepted shapes.
If you like wave the fill thing in, it should light up. Except it doesn't like having points in the middle.
I think it just needs to be a triangularize it. There we go. So yeah, so it can do those shapes there, but can't do this shape in the middle. That's actually
Interesting.
that's
Yeah,
actually,
Cam.
no. You'll see it's at in the middle of the N. It's like nope.
It lit up blue.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well, apparently I'm just terrible at clicking. You're quite right. There we go. Okay, now comes the fun bit. Shalka, is it late enough for the stream so I can do the fun bit?
Yeah,
Thank you, Shalka.
we have an audience, so it
Yeah.
not be wasted. All the eyeballs will enjoy it now.
What's going on? What do I need to do?
I'm just waiting for Shalka. He's loading, joining, arriving. Right. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hook up the. Let me make it. One, two, three. Those are all the spaceships that are backed up. And I think we have a reasonably impressive launch facility. Which I just realised could do with that. Oh, there we go. Launches away.
You're doing it in a series and not in a synchronized manner.
I can't do it in a synchronized manner. How would I possibly arrange that?
With a lot of fiddling.
Remove power from the launchers.
Doesn't sound possible. Well, no. I'm doing
And
it.
by that I mean have them connected all together, and then have a little choke point in the power grid where you can just disable it.
Well, I just turned off the logistics. My god, look at it go. There are so many spaceships. Yeah, the whole sphere aspect of this game is absolutely incredible. Genuinely 10 out of 10 for that. And I suspect they did this. They spent a lot more time on this than I would have perhaps expected. I'd like to sustain this level of spaceships constantly, given that we need to do a total of 20,000 spaceships. But as we've said before, I don't know why you would want to. Apart from, look how awesome my Dyson Sphere is. I can't work out. The game doesn't have enough ultra high power requirements to warrant actually doing that.
Well, that seems a bit self-defeating.
Why?
Because in order to build a Dyson Sphere, you need an inordinate amount of energy to build
Yeah.
a Dyson Sphere.
No, yeah.
And build one, then you don't have those power requirements.
Right, but this sun will be burning for another 100 million years. So it's like a solar panel. It's not how much energy it takes to make it, it's how long it lasts for. So in this case, well, obviously we're not going to play it for 100 million years, but this one is 7,893 million years old. I don't know how long it's going to last. It doesn't tell me. It's a G-type star. How long do G-type stars last? 10 billion years. Oh, man. It's 78% of its way through its... Oh, billion. No, okay, we're fine.
Well, if we were to use a process called star lifting, we could prolong it by billions of years.
Well, no, it's okay. It's okay. We aren't even a billion years old, so we've got... It's fine. I think I'll have stopped playing it. This
Yeah,
game,
we are. We're
probably in the next 2 to 3
4.5.
billion years.
Well, isn't the system
8. This
4.5 or 6 billion?
This star is 8 billion years old. Oh wait, no, 1,000 million. Yeah, we've only got 2 billion years left on this star. God damn it! What was even the point? Oh wait,
Take that one to get the sphere built.
2 billion.
Oh,
Yeah. No, not if we scale up our production.
I don't know why I was thinking of Saul.
I don't know how long our sun's got left. Probably more than 2 billion years.
Somewhere between 10 and 20 billion.
Yeah, so we'll hopefully have a Dyson Sphere by the time that's got, by the time that's done.
What's happening with the ships? What are they actually doing? They're docking or
No, they
melding or what are they doing?
Yeah,
there?
they stop and they then build there. They are in space for the rest of time. Obviously, Elon Musk wasn't involved. It's not It's not reusable.
That's reusable.
Yeah.
So they seem to go to the X and nothing happens.
It does. So they go to the X, and when enough go, so if I click on it, I can't. I have to click on this menu. I click on it. I can see that this structure point requires 220. It currently has 18 in it, and they will build outwards, and it needs 95 more. So 95 more ships need to arrive.
493. It's 291. I thought I'd go for a closer look.
Also, it goes out. It does the edge first.
It does the point, then the edge, and then it will fill it in. Looking at it, I wonder if I could... No, see, but some of them, you see, are docking over here, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what determines this order. The order I made it in, maybe? I don't know. And once it's all done, I will demolish this triangle here, and then you get to see the really cool bit as it all moves back into place. But you can see here this stream of blues. So these...
Turns out you can't interact with the sphere, though, which is a shame.
No. So you also have the...
As in, I can fly through it.
So you have this stream of blue. So some of the solar sails are disengaging from their orbit and flying along and then linking up. So these frames here can have solar sails in them, which is what's beginning to happen here. And they will then dock as well. Just see them beginning to dock there. But it's a slow process. Well, the point is you look at it, go, ooh, and ah, and then how do I make this much faster? Because this will only go quickly until this backlog is out. Now, we do have quite a backlog, which is good. We still have another, let's take a guess. 1, 2, 3, 4,000, 2,000. We've got another 4,000 spaceships lined up, so that's pretty good. And the solar sails, once they're linked into the Dyson shell, they will no longer decay. They last forever. So that's good too.
I think
Well, the solar sails are reusable.
Oh, solar sails, if they don't decay, they are reusable, yes. You can see the solar sails start to fill in now. Oh, so it appears that it can fill in part of the solar thingy. And I suspect the more docking ports we've got, the quicker it goes as well.
I'm supposed to get all the ports filled.
Yeah, so
the line reaches port.
Yes, I think we can do like the top quarter, whatever. Mike, my problem is it seems too easy to generate power and not easy enough to sort resources out. Like, that W is wonky. I think
because the top two, two top points of the leg are off by 1.
I think you are correct. Yeah. The N is a bit thin, but it's all right. I've done real life stenciling worse than this, so I'm proud is not quite the right word. I'm not unhappy with it. So Rob, as you were on hot singles, you should have been able to look outwards and see the inside of the sphere.
I flew out to the sphere.
Yeah, but you can. The sphere is in a larger radius orbit than hot singles. I think Matty as well. No, just hot singles. So on Matty, that's going to look ever so impressive, as it's going to be genuinely taking up most of the sky. They will regain their life cycle, yes, if I break the sphere. But I will ensure there's places for them to go. But yeah,
Littered.
I'm really impressed at the... it's been there a while. I am really impressed at their handling of solar scale stuff. And this is very impressive, and I think Ashneer could take some serious notes from this game. But you can see here, this is starting to fill in now. So in the next patch, you can change the grid shape, so you're not just stuck with this sort of triple hex thing. It is absolutely beautiful. The movement, the way they've done it, is just stunning. But sadly, I have to come crashing back down to Earth now. Earth. and we need to get more spaceships, many more spaceships. So, to a great degree, though, power is no longer an issue within this system. So that's good.
So as it builds, it sort of climbs exponentially.
Linearly, I'm afraid. But
Linearly?
each, yeah,
Oh, okay, fine.
but each solar cell gives us an extra 300 watts. That bath. It's literally
300 watts.
per sail. Yeah, that's it. Which is a little bit pathetic. Very pathetic, but it doesn't matter because we're talking about, well, not quite economies of scale. That's not the right word, but it kind of works. So we've got 1 million solar cells. It doesn't matter they're only 300 watts apiece. Sorry, kilowatts, 300 kilowatts, not 300 watts. That would be absolutely awful. It will do it all, Luanshin, in an order and at a time frame of its choosing. That's how it does it. I've noticed. So it'll happen. Or all I have to do now is not look at it for a while, and then look at it again in like half an hour after having fixed a number of issues and put a number of things around the base. Yeah, 300 kilowatts, not 300 watts. That would be very poor.
Finally managed to load it, Adam. Jesus. It took a while.
Low what, sorry?
The game project, HDRP.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
It was updating it all.
Yeah. Like I said, it all works, and that's the important thing. And I've got some fog lights, but yeah, I need to more or less rebuild that scene and get hold of some textures and stuff.
Right.
Well, I was going to dress up one scene to make it look cool as a kind of a proof of concept. So yeah, our short-term goal, I really want quantum chips on the interplanetary and/or planetary network.
I
Those
just
sound
hooked
delicious.
it up.
I think Henry was
Take
doing
them with sauce.
it, but I think he was doing it on hot singles. I think. Oh, I'm blocked up. Is someone doing something?
What's the point? Can you just pick any old planet and start building on now?
Yeah.
You use resources to keep coming back to it, I suppose.
Well,
And vice versa.
yeah. I mean, you can go to any planet. There's nothing stopping you. Anything within 4 light years or something, 8 light years.
Oh god, that was probably me. I smashed into Dora World at high
That's fine.
speed,
No, that's fine.
and it took ages to actually load.
That's because when you return to a planet, it resyncs with the server, but in a fairly clunky way. Oh, we've got power symbols flashing everywhere. I think we just ran out of power.
We're trying to consume 480 megawatts, but we're only generating 151.
Yeah.
no.
Okay, you've got to ignore that.
Generating
It's
200.
useless. You have to click on the Tesla tower because that doesn't cover discharging.
That's the Tesla
Discharging
Tower
ran out.
Network 5.
Sorry, Shaka?
This
Are we
charging was
supposed
out
to-
of accus.
Yeah, I know. It's not. That screen is next to useless. Is my point because it's just it just is. So Henry did put a great number of ray collectors around the planet. Whether or not he did enough, I don't know. We are pulling down about 55% of the Dyson Sphere onto this planet. So if you can make some ray collectors, this is a task to everyone. Make some ray collectors, pop them down somewhere where there isn't another ray collector. That will help our power.
So discharging is now back online.
Oh, was it offline?
Yeah, I ran out of accus. I'm gonna check on
Ow,
charging.
there were thousands. Oh, okay.
Ray collectors.
Yeah, under the Dyson Sphere tab, program tab.
Ray receiver. Oh,
Ray
those
receiver-
things.
Ray receivers, yeah.
I have to track down all the resources I need to build one of those.
Yes, unfortunately, because you haven't been here, you are going to need to do a little bit of that. But yeah, Max, visiting any planet in this solar system is trivial because we have a Dyson Sphere. Visiting any other planet in a different solar system is a little bit harder as you don't have a Dyson Sphere. But there's nothing stopping you, in theory. You just need to actually take power generation with you.
And warpers.
Yes, and warpers. I don't need that many, Luanshan, really. So right now, at this time of day, the Dyson Sphere is only transmitting 71 watts. But I guess that's partly because we're discharging? I'm not sure. We are, I'm afraid, the fun bit has gone, Luanshan. We're only creating 5 spaceships per minute right now.
I think green automation should kick in. I guess there's no many texts that you actually use that.
Well, I noticed a lot more plane filters. But unless there's another generation of quantum chips somewhere else on the planet, they ain't going anywhere. This is an awful lot, large amount of plane filter creation. Oh no, we do. Oh yeah, we do have the requirements for this. That's. Wait, that is. Huh? No, wait, hold on. I've got plane filters and quantum processors mixed up. So we're creating an awful lot more quantum processors, probably way more than we have plane filters or microprocessors to deal with. So that's kind of good. But they're not going anywhere.
They are.
No, they're going into this storage hopper. They're definitely not going anywhere else.
Oh, now I got the things mixed.
I mean, that's good because there are now enough quantum chips. Remember, I can make 600 cubes right now, so I can grab off some green cubes for researching. Mecha core. Yeah, let's do that one. So I could grab enough green. I could generate enough green cubes to finish off this research, for example. Hi Rob, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for?
I don't know. The way it works is that I ask you a question and you answer it. You don't just repeat
High
the question
purity
back.
silicon.
High purity silicon.
Photon combiners.
So high purity silicon comes from the North Pole and arrives from another planet. I don't remember what the.
Is this the North Pole this way?
Hold on, it's just loading. You guys need to tell me when you're arriving on a planet, please. Plasma exciters, you probably have to make by hand. And we are out of deuteron. Deuteron fuel rods are our limit now. Always there's a limit of something. And this is being limited by our production of probably deuterium. And that is because we don't have very good deuterium production. Oh, yes we do. That's because we don't have enough hydrogen. Are we bringing hydrogen down from space? Demand? Oh, we are. This is demanding hydrogen from somewhere on this planet and getting none.
Fire's conversion is not at full. It could use more chemical plants.
But we also get free hydrogen from space. So right now, this interstellar logistics station is set for remote demand, local supply, but has 0 hydrogen in it, and all 10 spaceships are doing nothing. So does that mean that if I look up at your mama, oh, I have to be in space. Oh, I need to. I can't.
We're building prisms around here, or do I need to find some?
There are prisms leading into the railgun area. You have to follow it back. The railgun area is quite big and obvious. That's why I mention it. So this is my. Oh, this is one of my problems, as I said. Oh, that's yeah. So this interstellar logistics. Oh no, there we go. It's just gained 600 hydrogen. I don't think we're pulling enough hydrogen down from the gas giants. We could extend our chemical plant for more fire ice production. That's also a fine thing to do. Though you say that, Shaka.
One of the problems with making oil is you get hydrogen, but you get the oil you don't want anything with it.
Oh, we do want oil.
You can't crack the oil into further hydrogen.
No, oil's good though. Oil is plastic. The problem is, Shaka, we're already halfway round here. Like literally 180 degrees of chemical plants. I mean, I can extend it, but well, I can't extend it very far because I don't have any more foundations. So, in slightly odd news, I am going to a racetrack on Wednesday. So,
What about that?
well, so I'm going to a racetrack on Wednesday. So a bunch of people who've never seen EVs in person or had anyone slightly knowledgeable talk about them, who are race marshals, fire people, people who work at racetracks. You know, people who actually make sure things go well. They're currently the UK has 0 electric car support at racetracks. I mean, none. No chargers. No one knows how to put the fires out. People don't know where the tow hooks are. All of those sort of things. So I posted up on the Tesla group going, can anyone go to Alton on Thursday? And I was like, it's not very far. That's actually one of my local tracks. I'm like, cool, I can do. And I've done plenty of track days, so it wouldn't be like, how do you go fast? You go fast in car. Yeah, so I get free lunch out of it, and I'm hoping I get to go around the track. I'm taking my crash helmet just in case. But as I said, I've a few 0 to 60 launches in the Tesla that converts petrol heads from thermic to battery.
Yeah.
Not on a motorcycle, Mike. I've not been back on a racetrack on a motorcycle since I fell off.
Do not blame you.
But well, I bought a new bike, though. Not a new bike, a second-hand bike. I did a video about it. If you've seen that, I did buy a new motorbike, which I love to bits, and it's absolutely fantastic.
How did the driver fell off?
Yeah, I mean, it's more that the bike ejected me, because obviously it did an endo, so it flipped me up quite a long way. Apparently, I wish there was footage of it. I really do. So annoyed the camera didn't capture it. But yeah, slightly odd. Essentially, I will be evangelizing EVs. So that's cool. That's pretty much what fucking half of this channel is talking about is electric cars. So, you know. Don't think so. This hydrogen line is massively undersubscribed. Like,
Talking of EVs,
yes.
I was thinking about we were discussing the other day about leasing, personal versus business. I assume when you were looking at leasing an EV, you were looking at business rates rather than personal hire.
No. I was looking at just leasing a car. There's no difference between leasing a car for business and leasing it. It's a bit. The issue comes if it's a pool car. that is a different kettle of fish entirely. If it is a perk, then not so much.
Yeah. The point is, you can get a much better deal when it's a business because you get all the tax relief on it.
Well, not.
Whereas as a business, as a personal person, you don't get.
No, I wasn't looking into the 17% difference or whatever VAT is now, 20%. It was purely. I was looking at 420 for a Tesla Model 3.
Yeah. There was an article I was reading on the Financial Times.
Yeah.
Them online. Just happened to discuss a lot of the issues, and they're saying basically for a business, yeah, it's a no-brainer because you get tax breaks every which way. But as personal, it's.
Well, as a personal, it's a no-brainer.
It's financially incentivized.
You lease it. You either buy a second-hand car or you
again,
lease
leasing is still not financially incentivized. You know, for a business, you still get all the tax breaks that leasing gives you, whereas as a person, private person, you don't get any of that.
The choice is for a reasonably comparable outlay of money. You can either get a 5-year-old car or a brand new car, and the brand new car is twice as much as the old car was worth when it was new. That's more or less your figures, give or take. But for what the government want to happen, the government wants businesses to buy cars and either use them or lease them to people, because this puts more second-hand cars into the market. So that is the goal of all of these tax breaks, is to put more second-hand cars out there. Bluetricity. Oh, it's looking good up in space. Oh, actually, it looks a little bit terrifying. So if I deconstruct this, I apologise if this knackers up our power, but it should be good. Oh, I should be able to deconstruct that, and then all of these sails should start to regenerate into the positions. That's so cool. Because it looks like, and maybe they're limited by the speed of the ports. Maybe the quickest solution is lots of ports. But I guess that means it's more spaceships. I was really hoping that would actually move across a lot quicker, but they haven't converted yet.
You're also in editing mode still, aren't you?
Yeah, but time's running. That doesn't matter.
Oh.
And now go up. It's just the editing mode's a bit cleaner, and I don't have to move the camera around. Yeah, Mike, I have test-driven pretty much every single EV out there. The Volkswagen one's pretty good. The Tesla ones are amazing. The Mocha is not. The Mini has great seats. There's something good to say about all EVs. The Mocha comes in a lovely colour. Oh, it's a beautiful colour.
Oh, and you know with Volkswagen EVs that they're not frigging the carbon emissions.
True. They are lying about the range, but so does everybody else.
Only the carbon emissions it took to make it.
Yeah, but those are... The weird thing is Volvo, of all people, published this bizarre report saying that you had to drive an electric car for like 76 to 90,000 miles to break even. Volvo, who are going all electric. And it's like, why are you releasing this report? And it has been torn to shreds again and again and again. Because they're doing this thing. They're saying, let's take into account the entire life cycle of the car, starting right down to the fuel it takes for the bloke who drives the digger to the mine to dig up some lithium. The whole life cycle, everything. But for the ICE cars, it's just however much it costs in the factory. That's good. It's that sort of weird, like, you know, you cherry.
Real sort of they're skewing it deliberately, aren't they?
Yes, but
well, that's how it would appear.
Oh, they are. They've been called out in it a lot. But why Volvo published this report is just it's bizarre. It's genuinely a.
Oh, I bet I know why though. But it's because Volvo aren't just domestic stuff, they do industrial as well.
Yeah, but they do electric cars, and they're big on those. Trucks, they're big on those, and they do Polestars, which are their Polestar is the Lexus of the Volvo world, and Polestar 100% electric. So it's a very odd thing.
Don't Volvo also do some absolutely enormous construction?
They do boat engines, don't they?
Yeah,
yes.
Volvo tends to the diesel engines, but that's a different.
It's different entirely.
Similar technology, but different market.
I was thinking like heavy industry, you know,
Yeah, but
forklifts.
that's nothing to
and
do
things
with
like that.
domestic cars, though. They were talking about domestic cars. But the thing
okay.
is, how much energy...
That was my reason they were putting it out, to sort of smear, you know, that's some thinking goes through everybody, you know.
And you get £100,000 out of a forklift, 100,000 miles out of a forklift eventually, right?
Well, the thing is, it's a weird statistic I keep seeing, which is the amount of energy put into the vehicle versus how long you have to drive the vehicle before that amount of energy is expended again. Like, it's a fun fact, but I don't see what the point of it is. What does it say? Like, so what? I can't see any reason you care about this factoid other than that's a fun number.
I guess how often you replace the cars. If production costs a lot of things, then you might want to extend the lifetime of a single car.
But it doesn't matter. The energy involved in creating the car is a number, and the energy that you then put in the car to make it drive somewhere has no relation to that number. You might as well say, once you've driven a car 10,000 miles, you have got through the weight of the car in petrol. Oh, that's interesting. So what? It doesn't have any meaning or bearing on anything else whatsoever. It's just sort of a fun stat. Like, oh, okay. And, you know, if you crash your car...
Trying to talk about total lifetime carbon emissions or something, but then they're comparing it to how much you use it.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yeah.
I guess it's...
I think Mike's got the right idea.
But you're right, Rob. So the important number is how much energy does it cost to make the car and then drive it, the average number of miles you drive a car. How long do cars last UK? I've no idea how many... 8.1 years. So the important question is...
That's not how long a car lasts, right?
Average mile. I'm trying to work out the
It
average
might be
mileage.
how long people own a car for, but...
Yeah, but that's like I was saying, Mike's put his finger on the pulse there, on the chat. We need to decarbonise the industrial processes that make things. I mean, not just cars, but industrial processes full stop.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just talking about cars. But the point is here, if you reduce the amount of emissions in making the car, that's not the vast amount of emissions. Most of the emissions come from the energy spent. But then you have this bizarre thing. You have to point out that I could have a car that generates 0 emissions, barring new tyres and brake pads. Everything else comes from solar. I'm trying to work out how, maybe 100,000 miles.
I don't know where Tesla get their energy from for the superchargers, but
Well,
I don't use
grid.
non-Tesla superchargers because they're slow, and I use Eon, so mine is all renewable. So
Yes, exactly, same here.
zero carbon car from me picking it up anyway. Also, I basically intend to have this car forever.
Yeah, Mike, you'll often read about how many coal power plants China is deploying, basically by people who say nuclear is the way. What people don't tell you is China is also deploying more renewables than anybody else as well. They are ramping up their power production across the board, but I think it was beginning of last year, coal is no longer the cheapest way to make power. If you want to make power on an industrial scale, you use solar and wind, not coal. Coal is expensive. So coal has had its day. No one in their right mind would now build a coal power station, which takes 10 years and costs blah, blah, blah. You build solar panels, because you can have solar panels up in 6 months. So instead of having a ton of power generation come along in 1 decade's time, you start getting more power in 6 months, and then it's a constant tick of more power. So we're kind of there. Not because we are, as a species, we haven't been very environmentally friendly, it's just fucking cheaper. The same thing with electric cars. People don't buy electric cars to be environmentally friendly. They're faster and they're cheaper to run. It's a no-brainer.
An economical decision, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the thing we just discussed the other day about, you know, just putting them on top of all the flat roofs on Americans' shops, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking more microgrid, but then you need microgrid storage. But then if everyone's got a house battery in a car, you know, you've almost got it, and you could be maybe off-grid, and maybe you don't need centralized power apart from maybe localized balancing or something.
Yeah,
You know,
if we have vehicle to grid, we only the numbers are quite fun. If you have 1 million vehicles on vehicle to grid, that's not very many. It's really not very many. You think about vans, not just my car, and then you supply 7 kilowatts over 1 hour back to the grid. 7 kilowatts is what, 20 miles, 25 miles, something like that. It's not a lot. That will run the entire national grid for an hour, giving it more power than the national grid has ever used, ever, just from 1 million cars. And we have less than many cars than there. How many
There
cars?
are 32 million cars in the UK.
Wow.
That's not mentioning commercial vehicles, just
Yeah.
cars.
Well, how many? Because it's vans are the important one, really, not cars. How many vans are there? 1.5 million vans, and they've got the big batteries as well. But yeah, it's the interesting thing is, I swear that anyone who doesn't think that we can do it has never played a computer game where you had to worry about power. You start off burning coal, and as soon as you can, you get solar, and then you get more solar and more solar.
Where can I get electromagnetic turbines from, by the way?
If you press V, you should be able to see me. There's actually a delivery point right here for reasons of brilliance.
You know what? I've just found out. I was looking for super magnetic rings anyway, and I've just found us shipping them off.
Possibly we are.
So I'm going to hijack that supply line.
Yeah, I mean, natural gas is going up in price. So again, it's CCT closed cycle.
Combined cycle,
Closed cycle CCGT power generation is
closed cycle gas turbine.
Yeah. I thought it was closed cycle.
Closed cycle
Basically means you
turbine.
burn the gas,
it would
but
be-
then rather
no.
than waste the exhaust,
Yeah, it's not.
you use the exhaust again.
Yeah, I said turbine gas. That doesn't make sense, does it? CCGT, yes. Again, they're not cheaper to commission and run than solar and wind. And
No. The problem with a lot of these power things is there's so much regulatory red tape and shit around them that by the time you've got the people around to organise it, you're talking years of recruiting and that sort of stuff. Whereas, look at that, that's cool. Sorry, stop. Let's go look at the Dyson Sphere.
But not for solar. This is the
Stop and
point.
make the point.
You can.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just bang on solar. I presume it's a little more involved in constructing them, but in terms of
it's about 6 months.
you just bang some up and that's it, really, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
You bang some up and there you go.
you can go from-
You need to make them.
You can go from.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Long distance. Sorry.
Yeah. You can go from I want
Well,
solar
that's cool.
panels to solar panels on an industrial scale anywhere in 6 months. Nuclear power stations are 20 to 25 years of commissioning time. It's pointless.
Yes.
I'm going to solve your power problems in 1/4 of a century. Brilliant. Will we have invented better power by then? Absolutely we will. Well, let's not do that then. I mean, Mike, solar and wind is fine because we have almost no limit to how many solar and wind panels we can build. The issue is storage. And storage...
If you run out of space, you can always build a Dyson Sphere.
Well, yes. But storage is a solved issue. It just requires money. And the problem is, too many people go, oh, well, you can't build batteries that big. You're not building batteries that big. So this is why
Multiple lots of little ones.
all new builds in the UK now require EV smart chargers. I think it's middle of next year that comes in. That is the beginning of vehicle to grid as a legal requirement. You've then got pump storage. You've got gravity batteries. We've got the dedicated line up to Norway for storing hydro there because we can't do that much hydro. But we can do gravity storage. We can do underwater pump storage, which is brilliant. It's a concrete dome underwater. You fill with air, and when you want power out, you let the water in and run the turbine through it. Genius. But our problem is, so in the UK, I can draw you a little graph. I know you love the graphs. And the problem in the UK is I know what our base load is because this is shit I'm interested in. Our base load is like down there. The problem is that our peak... Actually, that's not true. Our base load is more like down... wrong tool. Our base load's down here somewhere. Our peak in the UK is about 65 megawatts up here. The problem is we have to be able to generate 65 megawatts, and that 65 megawatts is between about 5:30 and 6:30. And the rest of the time, our power usage is way down here. So this is the problem. Once we have batteries, we no longer need a base load because we can deal with a spike. And this is what Max was saying about local power generation. If I personally do not make a spike in electricity when I get home from my work, I come home, I plug my car in, it will start charging at midnight. My car's got 200 miles of range left in it. I will run my cooker off my car. So I'm not touching the grid at all. And every time people do this, every time we get local battery storage, we get pump storage, this brings the peak down. And it's only the peak you care about. The rest of it's easy. I think it's something like 10 to 1. So the UK's base load, we can generate 10 times that amount. And it costs a fortune to have that much on-tap power generation. God, I know a lot about this. So once we have batteries and more local ways of generating the power, this stops being such an issue. Now, I don't know what state you live in. No, we don't. No, the UK has absolutely awful terrain for pumped hydro. Absolutely awful. Like, get that out of your head right now. I'd like to point out, by the way, in many things in life, I have very little opinion. I just like facts. So I don't care whether you're right or wrong. I don't care whether it's good or bad. I'm just telling you you're wrong. So the UK... Oh, how do I do a satellite view? There we go. The UK is blessed with this shelf. So this shelf here, Iceland's got one. We've got all of this beautiful shallow water. It's perfect for solar. But if you look at Japan doesn't. Japan has well, you can see where the continental plates are smacked into each other. Japan struggles with this. The UK is one of the best places in the world for wind turbine generation. And until, I think it was early last year, we were the #1 biggest wind turbine generator. Like, bigger than anybody else. But we do not have much in the way of pumped storage. But Norway does. Norway's all hills and shit. So Norway and the UK now have, I think it's a 6.5 megawatt pipe. And when it's windy, we pump stuff up Norway's mountains. And when it's not windy, we run the water down Norway's mountains and send the electricity the other way. That is being increased. So a lot of Norway, you can't really live in it because it's a hellish shithole. But it's perfect, as you can see here. I'll zoom in, just lakes after lakes after lakes. There is an enormous amount of scope for using Norway, essentially as England's or as the UK's battery. That is already in place. This is not hypothetical. This already works. I wonder if we can see the wind turbines off of Brighton. Because you can see them.
Oh, no, not on, I don't know if they're on there or not, but you can definitely see them at night as well.
Yes.
Which you thought you wouldn't be able to, but you can see them at night. Because they have little red lights flashing on them.
Who thought you can? You thought you wouldn't be able to, or like the city planners?
No. I don't think Wiki you'll see them on here. They're only 8 miles offshore, by the way. But they won't have updated the satellite image.
The best wind farm review. The best wind farm I've ever been to in Hastings. USB points on the turbines themselves. Really? That'd be amazing.
That's interesting.
The Rampion, yeah, that one. They flash out the Morse code for W on them.
Oh, cool.
Using the red lights.
Oh, I'm afraid I can't.
I don't know why, because W isn't Rampion, or well, maybe W means wind. I don't know.
Watch out. But yeah, I follow a lot of this, and I said I don't have any opinion whether we should be doing hydrogen, pump storage, gas turbines, nuclear. All I care about are the hard facts, and the hard facts are right now, even Australia fucking loves its coal. Australia is massively influenced and run by the coal industry, which is a very, very rich industry. In there,
it's not seem
they cannot get the subsidies anymore because they're like, well, why would we possibly build coal? And I'm not joking when I say, you know, it's essentially an oligarchy run by the the coal barons out there. They are incredibly rich, you know, trillionaire sort of levels of rich. But now they've not really planned ahead. They're obsolete. But they didn't really think about this, and they've got a situation where they should have spent their money on renewables. Because obviously in Australia, you have a lot of Australia where, quite frankly, nothing could live. If you turn the whole
solar panels.
Yeah, if you turn a lot of the deserts in Australia into solar farms, you're not upsetting the diverse bio thing. It's nothing. It's a wasteland of absolute nothing. The hardest part is running cables back to civilization.
True. Have you not had to tell anyone on Facebook that they're wrong this week? Then I've not seen any comments.
Oh yeah, so Ford have just announced. So here we go about facts, right? I do not drive a van. I am not a white van driver. I have no opinion one way or the other about the efficiency or the likelihood of using electric transit vans. But one, I assume Ford do. I assume Ford are not about to release a product that no one can use. Two, I happen to know for a fact how many miles a day vans do. Vans do about 15 miles a day in the UK. Like your average white van does 15 miles a day. So people are going, oh, what's the point? You know, you can only do 190 miles on one charge. This is completely pointless for a van driver. And people are like, how the fuck do you think you do 190 miles in one day in London? Like, what world are you living in? But it's weird, like people have this opinion that you can't use vans for electric vans for delivery. I'm like, why do you have such a strongly held opinion? Why didn't you bother to do any research for spouting it on Facebook? I don't understand. I say I love being wrong, because being wrong means I have learned something and I've grown as a person. I have learned the truth about a thing, a fact about a thing. My opinion's irrelevant.
Because it's Facebook. Isn't that what you're supposed to do on Facebook?
I don't know what people do on Facebook.
I think my favourite one is for like the Teslas. People are like, well, it only does 250 miles on a full battery. And I'm like, the fuck are you driving 250 miles in a day for?
Well, I saw someone in my smart group post, I hear that some of the new electric cars can do almost 200 miles on a full charge. I'm like, dude, mine says 360. Like, I don't know, like, you can get ones that do 500. Like, this is the thing. Your information is just so woefully out of date. Why would you say it? Why wouldn't you at least just Google longest? The first thing I did, if I was going to argue, going, electric cars can only do longest range EV. Just going to check. The Model S, beginning of this year, 405 miles, it says. Cool. So I'm not going to state on the internet, some of the cars are now over 200 miles of range. It's like, well, of course they fucking are. And have been for ages. I've got completely lost what we were doing now. We've got power. I think we're out of sales, so we're not making sales quickly enough. Our backlog of sales is gone. Schalke promised me quantum chips on the network, and I said no they weren't, and he went yes they were, and I said no they're not, and he went oh yeah they're not, and they're still not.
I didn't go, nah, they were not.
Yeah, you did. You were like, I was thinking of somewhere else. Oh wait, hold on.
Saying you're wrong is a different thing.
You're completely correct. They absolutely are. Why are they not?
You learned something.
Well, yeah, I've learned that actually Schalke wasn't talking as much shit as normal, so I take that back, Schalke. You were right. Though for some reason they're not being transmitted from here over there. So what's wrong? There are. So this is the other thing. There is now Norway has a cargo ship that's electric, and immediately people are going, "Oh, what happens when it runs out of battery?" It's like, well, it won't. You know, they're not just going to sort of drive it off and hope.
Solar cells and wind turbines.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you've got,
one of the things that are big, those really big ones. They have a hell of inertia on them.
oh my gosh, yeah. Well, you've seen videos of them just slamming into docks. They do require a lot of energy, but if you know anything about, oh shit, what's it called? What's the rubbishest form of diesel? The crew, once they're out of port, there are no regulations on emissions. They use the cheapest, nastiest diesel possible at this point, and it's evil. So cruise ships are an enormous problem. If we could make those electric, so much the better.
Or carbon capture them, which might be a sort of stopgap measure.
No, again,
while they're working on it, because they're fucking not fucking expensive to replace.
Carbon capture is again one of those things like hydrogen. Bigger. Oh, what about carbon capture? Like, have you looked into it? You know, you have to build a ship and then have this massive dome around.
Shell had a facility. Shell had a carbon capture facility, and they were touting how much carbon they'd managed to capture. It turns out it used 50% more to run than it captured at all.
So hold on, they were expending more energy in capturing the carbon than actually
they were
capturing
producing
carbon.
more. Exactly.
Isn't that only if their electricity comes from non-renewable?
That was this specific station that Shell built.
Yeah.
I don't know about in principle. I mean, in principle, maybe you can do it. In practice, Shell's flagship one was horrendously inefficient.
The thing is, power companies want carbon capture because, I mean, they don't need to do any work. That's the best bit. They just put the carbon capture dome around the nuclear the power station, done. Don't need to worry about it anymore. It's just, so far, it's just doesn't work as a technology. There is no carbon capture system that's a net gain, but if they can make it work, it will be brilliant because, as I said, it just means you don't do anything. You just hooray, you've done it 100%. Your current power stations don't need to be changed.
There you go. I put a link to the
the
thing.
Shell's massive carbon capture in Canada emits far more than it captures.
Wow.
5 million tons of carbon dioxide had been prevented from escaping, but it released 7.5 million tons over the same period.
Great. Back on topic for this game a moment. Why? So Schalke has run in quantum chips into this process, into thing, but it hasn't lit up. Oh, there's some plain filters at the start of it. Never mind. That's why. I wonder why it wasn't lighting up with a little... There you go. Done. I mean, I think, Mike, we need to be worrying about removing carbon from the atmosphere rather than anything else. So, I mean, me personally, I have an electric motorbike, I have an electric car, I have electric heating. Next step, solar panels. I'm doing what I can. I've also not commuted for the vast majority of my life as well, which I think has probably made a bigger difference. And I haven't done the most environmentally unfriendly thing that is possible to do, which is to have a child. So as me, I reckon I've done pretty well. There's not much more.
Surely by that same logic, you could have done even better if you'd committed suicide 20 years ago.
This is true. If I committed suicide at birth, that's extremely environmentally friendly. But you know, I've done what I can reasonably.
What he's saying is, if we want to come in his house, have a great barbecue, but before the barbecue, we have to kill him and eat him.
Well, please don't. I mean, Brett, is a question for you.
I think there's taking that argument to extremes. To be honest.
Hey, what? I haven't been able.
Is it ethically correct to eat someone if you're saving the planet by doing so?
In their sleep.
Yeah, in their sleep. But yeah, the most environmentally unfriendly thing you can do personally is to have a child. That is the biggest one by a country mile. Other than that, everything you do, there's not much you can do. It's corporations. It's diesel
children aren't
tankers.
environmentally friendly. It's the things we're doing around children to make them.
Okay, it's the
Surely it's driving them to school in petrol cars is the thing that's unfriendly.
No, because you're having a child, and that child will use up energy during their lifetime, and their children will.
No, but so does everybody, but that doesn't mean that energy has to be generated in a bad way.
No. So me personally, I will generate, I don't know, 1 million tons of carbon dioxide. I am responsible for that. If I have 10 children, I am
As
then
in
responsible.
your breath or what?
No, just from things I do, driving, living, buying stuff, I will generate 10 million tons of carbon dioxide. If I have a child, he will also generate 10 million tons of carbon dioxide, and his child, and his child.
So Adam,
Yes.
So what you're saying is, if I go around mass murdering people, I'm reducing the carbon.
Being environmentally friendly.
Absolutely. If you murder someone, the number of murderers in the world goes down. It doesn't go down; it stays the same.
I mean, it technically might.
Unless you murder
Well,
more
go
than
up,
one
actually, by
person.
one.
No, because you just killed a murderer. It stays the
Alright,
same.
murder all the murderers.
Unless you murder.
Well,
the
what
murderer,
happens if I've already murdered someone?
Yeah. Well, then that's fine.
Then it
Go
doesn't.
for it. Knock yourself out.
Cool. So the first one is break-even point.
I've got an idea.
Yes.
Why don't we kill all the murderers by fatal electrical shock?
No, the best one would be to kill the murderers by feeding them to pigs, because that's environmentally friendly. Reuse of the energy that's already been accumulated into the human body. Don't just bury them.
David Cameron was well happy with that one.
What? David
Arriving at
Cameron?
Waterworld.
Sorry, Shalka?
It's
Are you landing?
It's a pig's joke.
I'm landing.
Alright. Right, I must go to bed.
Okie dokie.
Good night, guys.
Night.
He must.
Yes, I can't be staying up to midnight.
Fair.
Busy days. And really, I'm having to concentrate really hard at work at the moment, so
Okie
taking all my
dokie.
concentration. So.
Well, we will
Right.
be here tomorrow.
Okay. Doodle pub. Bye.
Yeah.
I think one of my favourite petrolhead versus EV drivers thing is people. Now EVs are much faster 0 to 60 than petrol cars. 0 to 60 is not important anymore. They're like, oh well, yeah, no, they've got neck braking acceleration, but who cares? It's like that's all people have cared about cars for 100 years, and now because the cars that are the best accelerating don't make the brum brum noises, suddenly that's not important. It's
True.
hilarious.
It's not loud. Good.
It's really funny seeing people change their stance on this. Like I said, because that's all anyone's cared about. There are two stats about a car anyone cares about. What's its top speed? What's its 0 to 60? That's all anyone of top trumps since the beginning of cars. But suddenly, that's not important anymore.
I feel like a lot of guys I see on like Facebook that like post pictures of their cars or whatever are always very, it sounds really nice, kind of, and that's very important as well, I guess. I'm like, I prefer it not to make any noise personally, but I kind of get it.
So I kind of get it, but also when I accelerate really hard and my car goes, zzz, it sounds
Yeah.
really sci-fi, which is awesome.
So my parents got a Tesla recently, and going in it, and just being able to listen to the music without it being on like 40 volume is really
Yeah.
nice when you're motorway.
Yeah, quiet conversations at motorway speed. Yeah, so the reason I mentioned it is this cartoon popped up earlier. Like, I guarantee you, 5 years ago, before Tesla's fucking destroyed them, that's all they were talking. All they would talk about is their 0 to 60 times and how you can mod it and you can supercharge it and put nitrous in it and big tires and. But suddenly it's not important anymore. It's like, yeah, but it was. My Impreza is weird, by the way. Now it sounds like all shout and no trousers. It's weird. So I've been out in the Impreza a couple of times since I got the Tesla. It feels slow. It feels actively slow, not a bit slow, really slow. And it's not. This is a 0 to 60 in 4.2 second car. This is not a slow car. But now I put my foot down and it's just a
Compared to the silent speed.
silent speed. What have your parents got?
It's the I don't remember the model name. It's the like saloon version of the Tesla. I don't remember which one it is. Though.
The S?
The long one.
I think it's the S. Hold on, let me look. I want to say it's the S.
Which S?
Yeah, I think it's the S. I don't know which S.
You're not very cool.
I don't really deal with cars.
But
It's not really my thing.
ask your mum what kind of car she's got. I don't want to have to do it again. She's not talking to me.
I mean, she'll just say a Tesla.
Yeah, but do you not have a
Just
brother?
say-
My
Five
dad
wheels.
would probably give me a proper answer. My mum would probably just say it's a Tesla.
They bought it. They should really know.
I mean, they probably do. I just don't really
Your
care.
dad probably bought it, and your mum said, "Okay, right."
So
I'm a simple man.
We
I just
know.
like that it has a screen.
So, one of my neighbours texted me this morning asking about my car and about electric chargers, and I sort of, back to and fro. I said, "What car have you got?" And they've got the BMW iX5, I think it's called. I can't remember, something like that. And she's like, my husband wanted the model up, but then the salesman told me how much they were. I think about 113,000. And she's like, it's just a car. I don't want to have to. It's not a house. I'm not going to live in it. I have.
Malcolm's just confirmed for me which model it is based on the door handles.
So the door handle.
Model 3.
It's a Model 3. Which Model 3?
I don't fucking. He says iX3, but I don't know.
He's talking crap. On the back of the car, does it say nothing? Does it say dual motor, or does it say dual motor with a little red stripe? Hey Rob, I've got a red stripe. Do you want it?
I think I'm gonna remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'll have the red stripe.
So I've got all the bits.
Wait, hold on. Is it facing away from my window? I'll see.
Can I have your wheels? I do like your wheels.
Window. I can't see it right now.
I'm just going to see if there are any anagrams I could put on the back. Modal route. Ultra Doom. There you go.
Ultra Doom.
Sorted. And more adult. Lad Rum 2. I think Ultra Doom is a brilliant. I wonder where the bits are. I think they're downstairs. Hydrogen in the spars line? I hope that nothing's stopped, it's just not enough. I was just seeing if I could do anything about this easily. IX.
That's BMW thing. He was correcting you.
Oh no, the iX5 is the hydrogen one. Wait, what?
No, he's saying they don't make an iX5, only iX3 and iX.
No, it's not. Maybe it's an iX. Hold on. BMW EVs.
You sure it's not just i5, or is it?
The iX. It's the iX. Yeah, the iX. But it's not the expensive iX. It's the middle of the range iX. Because as I said, she just went, what? It's just a car. It's not a house. I'm not living in it. Yeah, I can't do anything more about our hydrogen. Where are we requesting interstellar hydrogen from then?
Presumably some other planet.
No, yeah, but where are we requesting? Not where is it arriving from?
There's like lines going through the air are quite funky.
Yes, we don't talk about those.
I mean, it looks cool.
We don't talk about those.
Talk about what?
Thank you. Ah, so I can make 3 of those, and then I run out of that. Oh, is that just there? Just once. So, as may have come across from the conversation, I'm a big fan of renewables. So I have the option to have unlimited free hydrogen. That's the route I'm going down. So I'm going to build some more space collectors.
I need to look at like phone plans soon, because I've been on a family plan for a while, and we've been like getting a discount from it. But I want to switch to my own. I'm thinking I might just get one that's like unlimited like data and like barely any calls and texts. I never call or text anymore.
Yeah.
But whenever I text someone, it's usually on like Messenger
It's on
or
WhatsApp,
I have iMessage. Like the last time I actually texted someone was probably about 2 months ago, or like Domino's texting me because I ordered a pizza.
But even then, I mean, like 100 minutes a month and 100 texts would probably be fine for 90% of months.
Yeah, like you don't need much.
Yeah.
Like unless and if I'm calling someone again, like I can just use FaceTime or like WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever, or Zoom. Hell,
pretty much the only reason I've still got that is Mum has at 0 technology, so I have to ring her on her landline.
I mean, right now my plan.
I have some minutes, I guess. I don't know how many. Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Well, the point is, I don't use that many, and also, it's not like the old days. It used to be 50p a minute to phone into network.
Yeah. No, I mean, right now I've got like 10 gigabytes of data per month, which is like decent. I don't really use that much of it, and but when I was at uni, I was like quite easily getting through that, just like listening to music and stuff on the way to uni. I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot of data.
Yeah, I pretty much either don't use any data, or I'm away and I will take my 5G dongle
Yeah.
with me. That's my only two situations.
Yeah.
Like, I'm home most of the time. Why would I use any data?
Well, the massive benefit of us being on a family one is that like my dad's on the same plan as us essentially, and he doesn't use that much data, but he's also got 10 gigs. So whenever I ran out, I me your data, and the app for EE would let him send me his data.
10's not very much now. Like, my niece has 50.
No.
I've got 10 because I haven't bothered updating it in ages, but my niece has 50 gigabytes of data, and I was like, I should probably update my.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same.
So Rob said there were supermagnetic turbines somewhere, but I bet he doesn't know where.
Yeah, I was very curious.
Oh, green's going. Green's automated. It's working.
Ooh, that was nice.
It took about 20 hours. Sorry, it only took about 20 hours longer than it should have.
No, I was curious if Max was going to comment when you were talking about the sun being like 3 million years old or whatever.
That was in the back of my mind too. Now, I would genuinely like to have a young earther, shall we say, genuinely talk to a geologist, and then tell the geologist they're wrong, and then a paleontologist, and tell the paleontologist they're wrong, then an astrophysicist, and then tell the astrophysicist they're wrong, and see how many professions you go through where every profession is no, you're wrong, and see how long before the penny drops. Hold on, is every single scientific profession in the world wrong, or am I wrong? Now again, I have very little opinion of this. The vast, well, all the science, no one disagrees, says that young Earth theory is not true. There is no dissenting opinion on that. There is none. Because if you do, so I read about this, people who work for Shell, there are no young Earthers who work for Shell, because you realise very quickly that everything you do for a living the entire day doesn't work if the Earth is only 3,500 years old. Like, everything you do is based on, there's this rock formation is here because of the continental drift, and that happened because of the magma here, and that means there's going to be a pocket of gas here. They don't get, and they scan for it and go, hey look, a pocket of gas. Whereas if young Earth theory was correct, they would repeatedly run into, oh, that doesn't work. Well, yeah. I think one of the brilliant thing is that Christians believe in Satan, but Satanists don't. I love that.
Isn't there like two different kinds of like? Is it Satanist, or is there another term for the other one? Because there's like one that's like anti-Christian, and there's one that's genuinely like believes in like demons or some shit. I don't know. Well, I don't remember what the actual terms for the names are though.
Or anti-Christians even a thing?
Well,
isn't it just Christians trying to?
Well, I used to know an uncle Christian.
Like the proper Satanists have like a theory why their god is like a good god.
Oh,
like
okay. So so there's the Church of Satan and there's the Satanic Temple. These are two separate things, apparently.
Yes, I don't think either of them actually believe in Satan. The Church of Satan is more of like Church of the Self, and interestingly, during this whole abortion thing in the States, they have just said, if you are a member of this, you can claim religious exemption. And the states have very strong religious exemption laws. Just basically saying, you can just say, I am having an abortion, it's my religious right. And they're actually going to court over it. The religion, it is a real religion. It is a recognised real religion. There is no discussion about this. They have a headquarters and everything. But this is, in a large degree, to point out the ridiculousness of the American laws on tax breaks for churches. That is a lot of why they exist as they do, is to point out the astounding hypocrisy about this. But they are an absolute, honest-to-God, honest-to-God is probably the wrong phrase. They are a definite bona fide religion, an actual religion, a recognised religion. Unlike pacifism, which is kind sort of.
So I found this, Adam. I think you'll enjoy this.
Well,
a comparison between the two.
Yeah, because the Satanic Temple is free to join, and the Church of Satan is cost you $250 to join. I love that.
I love that they're both like, yeah, we both accept donations, though.
Well, however, in the first column, you'll notice that the Satanic Temple has a physical headquarters, whereas the Church of Satan doesn't. So, therefore, as we have determined previously, if your religion does not have a headquarters, it cannot be a real religion.
My favourite ones are the last four. After-school Satan clubs believes men who prefer blue cheese dressing must be homosexually inclined because the odour is reminiscent of a locker full of well-worn jock straps.
I mean, personally speaking, I think blue cheese is disgusting. So I think I'm on board with this splitting of people, gay and not gay, based on the blue cheese line.
And the last one's topic of a major documentary about modern Satanism being released by Magnolia Pictures in 2019.
I just, because we had a small frame hiccup and I just deleted a whole bunch of shit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I need to work out where it joined up. Somewhere over here. Yeah, good.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But yeah, do either of them believe? They don't believe in the devil, do they? They don't believe in Satan as an actual thing.
That's the fourth box down.
Oh, believes in an actual Satan? No, we don't.
There are a lot of unorganized things.
I don't know if I should be on, like...
Absolutely, Shaka, but if they don't have a headquarters, we don't discuss them on this channel.
So I'm looking at the Satanic Temple website. I'm not sure if I should be on incognito or not.
No, the Satanic Temple is a real religion. You can become a...
No, I know, it just seems weird to have that in my search history.
Because Izzard is a fully paid member of the Satanic Temple. He absolutely is. That is his religion. Not messing around. Genuinely, that is true. But as I said, because it's a real religion, you can claim religious exemption. I mean, this is again why the Pastafarianism religion started up, going, religion is fucking stupid, we're going to prove it. Hence why, if you're a Pastafarian, you're allowed to wear a colander on your head in your driving license, because that is what they believe as a religion. And you cannot say that's stupid and not say going to church on a Sunday is stupid. You cannot split it up. So you can either say it is stupid that Sikhs can carry a knife and don't have to wear crash helmets, or it's not stupid that you can wear a colander on your head. That's the only way it works, and that was the point. Was to sort of hammer home what they feel is the ridiculousness in many religions. Ironically, I think it was Big Bang Theory that did it the best, because they said, I don't disagree in principle to the idea of a monotheistic deity. I just don't believe that he takes attendance and has a dress code.
True.
Hello, Henry. Brett's back, so it's all about religion tonight.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Don't forget the requirement of having to pray to them and provide donations to your local church.
Yeah, wow. I'm just going to pop and get a drink, by the way, while my stuff crafts away. You can watch Space while that happens.
So that conversation mostly came up because we were talking about suns and their lifetimes earlier, and I was like, Max is in the call. Should we be talking about this? He might say it's 3.
Somewhat relatedly, I'm quite big into time travel stories, and I tried this game Forgotten City, and it kinda has like a religion deconstruction theme. It's quite good, but it's single player and story driven and very spoiler heavy. If you liked Heaven's Vault, you're gonna like Forgotten City, even if it's a bit short, but it's intense.
Never massively got into time travel stories. Usually I find that there's some logical inconsistency with them. Probably because they're not done very well, the ones I've read.
I think it depends like a lot on, I guess, which like theory of time travel they ascribe to as
Yeah.
well. Because like you have like different ways of working on it. Don't you? You can have like, was it Looper? The film was like subscribed to the theory of like.
That's very bad. That's very bad. That doesn't even
yeah.
have
I'm not saying it's a good example, but that's just like the if you're in the future and your past self is like being mutilated or something. It happens.
It's
to
so
you at the same time,
inconsistent you can't even say what the film stands is on any scenario.
Hold on, I'm Sharka. Are you saying that Looper's description of time travel is wrong?
It doesn't have a description of time travel. It doesn't have internal consistency, so you can't say what the film would like. It's a coin flip whether the film wants to go this way or that way.
Guys. I've just worked out a way to really wind Shalka up whenever we want to. So note that in your annual copybooks. I was going to mention, Mike, we do discuss religion off and on this channel, and we do try to be, where possible, respectful of people's beliefs, whatever they may be. But it came about because if you watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's a Japanese anime from very late 80s, very early 90s, and in it, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening, but the main thing is they deal with an obscure, weird, to them, Western religion. We call it Christianity. To them, it's some foreign religion. So they generally speaking, Japanese people believe in the Shinto religion rather than Christian. But at the time, we didn't have any internet. Going off and researching stuff was quite hard. So it kind of has, Adam and Lilith and angels, and crosses, but it just does it in the weirdest sort of. It's like someone told someone else. They vaguely described Christianity. He described it to somebody else, and someone goes, "Right, I'll put that in the film."
I don't think Lilith is a Christian thing. It's more of their own thing.
More of what? Sorry.
It's Adam and Eve in Christianity, and not Lilith.
Lilith is somewhere in there, but you've got the angels, you've got the crosses, you've got the spear of the sword, the spear of Longinus. You've got basically all different bits from the Bible shoved in a bizarre way, and that that was sort of the beginning of the discussions. And
Lilith is Judaism apparently.
What different
the
religions?
movies were full of Buddhist enlightenment memes, and it's very obscure stuff.
Yes, but my point is, to the people who wrote it, so was Christianity. That's why it comes across as this odd sort of mishmash of what's going on here.
I was actually having a conversation about that show the other day, because I was told by someone who kept up with that show that it apparently only finished last year.
Yes.
Which is mad. How long was that? 30 or 40 years?
Yeah, but they kept restarting.
Yeah.
Apparently
it was really good though, the last season.
The last film. I mean, it's certainly got better graphics, better effects.
I hope so.
No, I mean, Neon Genesis when it was first aired was incredible. It was definitely some of the most impressive visuals and animation of its type. I mean, it's up there with Akira for sort of holy shit, this looks amazing. But the new stuff is even better because they have a lot more budget. There's lots of computer assist. So yeah, very good. Worth watching. It's worth watching for the robots fighting, the teenagers all being angsty about the nature of the universe, a little bit less so. But this show kind of invented angsty teenager protagonists.
Okay.
But the whole kind of mystery thing is also notable for that.
The what, sorry? Mystery thing.
Like, I have a quite good theory what LCL is, but it doesn't like ever come up, and I even tried to search the net for that, and it doesn't really get explained. This has like a lot of reasons, and then there's like what different kind of angels do, and why doing this affects that other thing.
The funniest thing is, a lot of the Ava story is explained in like the computer game cutscenes and stuff like this, and comic books that were done. Like, it's hard to describe the sheer huge impact that Evangelion had. Like, there's a horse. Like, there are race cars done up in the Ava colours. This is huge. It's really a huge phenomenon in Japan. So there's a lot of it's a very cool one there. There's a lot of these sort of stories about Evangelion and backstory. Then it will just say, look at the Wikipedia and and it will have star. This is from the PlayStation 2 game. The cutscene 4 hours into the game.
I like games like show series like that. I remember there's a series that's more recent in terms of like Japanese animation. I think it's called Fate, and they have like 8 different series that are all set in like different timelines and shit. And like there's also like a series of games that intertwine to it. It's the messiest thing I've ever seen in terms of like trying to figure out where you'd want to start. Like it feels like it's like if you wanted to get into the Avengers now, if there was like additional 40 films.
Oh, well, the thing is, there is a website for that, but I want to watch The Bad Batch on Disney Plus, and I can't work out how much of the backstory of Star Wars I need to know, or should I just watch The Bad Batch? But then there's like a list of like the 30 Clone Wars episodes you must watch, and it's like, even this sounds like.
I think you could. I mean, you could watch it standalone, but the characters were introduced in the Clone Wars.
More bits. I'm good. Dora is. Well, I suggest more bits. You check my Twitter
Dora.
for Dora's most recent escapade. But I should retweet that.
Okay, join.
You are good to join.
Joining.
Yeah, if you look at the last video I tweeted on either of my Twitter accounts, you will have a very clear idea of how Fortress Craft is.
I'm in.
That's what she said. Wait. I'd like to think about that some more.
Yeah, but I mean, the reason I came across that like Fate series that I mentioned at home is actually a similar reason to that Evangelion, is that it's ridiculously good visual quality. Like, hold on, I'll send you a clip if you want, so I can show you what I'm like talking about. But
we seem to be out of microprocessors as well.
I really like seeing like
I think
big budget animated stuff. Is really fun to watch. Like even if, I don't know how good or bad the story is. I've not actually watched this series, but
that does look quite impressive.
Have you seen Arcane, the Netflix one? That one's ridiculous in terms of animation.
Well, my 11-year-old niece asked me that same question. And I was like, oh, wow. But then I went onto Netflix yesterday, and Arcane and the Dota things were just side by side, and oh, my word. Like, I don't move in those games. I don't move in MOBA circles, but my God, are they big. They're really, really
to be honest, I don't play League, and I really enjoyed that show. Like, it's not a show that you'd have to play the game to watch.
No, I have heard it is very good on its own 2 feet as well. Unrelated, we are, I don't know who is on hot singles of anyone, but we are no longer receiving microprocessors to Dora World. Sorry to mention anything game related.
I'm there.
Occasionally.
That's a weird sentence, is it? Is anyone on hot single?
Well, we named the big planet's called Yo Mama. The lava one's called Hot Singles.
Hot Singles.
And the other one's called Matty, which is the Finnish word for Thingy Bob or What's His Face or Doobie Flip or John Doe. Matey Bob.
So is the names for the planets, or?
Yeah, but we named them, obviously.
So can you also name the galaxy, or is it just the planets?
Oh, I can name the solar
system. So what you could have done is named a galaxy in your area.
I don't think we have naming for the galaxy. Maybe the star cluster.
Yeah, I think we can name the star cluster.
Name it in your area. And you've got hot singles in your area.
I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to name our star cluster. Are we allowed to swear in this box? No, I don't think we can. Oh, if I zoom out further, I'll go to the Milky Way. So we have Golden Waterfall, Tar Pit, and Cappapiscium, which I haven't renamed yet. What do we call our home system?
Oh, you can zoom out far on this, can't you? Jeez.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's nothing. I can zoom out to our star cluster, and then I can zoom out to the Milky Way, which I haven't loaded it for a while, so it'll take a few seconds. And that's all the other players.
Oh yeah, I understand why that would take a while to load. Wait, when you say the other players, do you mean the ones you're playing multiplayer with, or actual other players?
Actual other players so it has a sort of an aggregated game view. Although apparently they've got rid of a whole... But yeah, the rendering on this is superb. Oh no, the swearing's still here, Esmia.
But is that what it is?
Well, it says CIDT.
How does it choose where to place people's stuff? Do you choose where you place it, or?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Are these all real players? Wow.
So a group of players made a world there, did they? Or
Well,
is that...
I'm curious at the number of engineers thing. That I don't understand.
Guess
What?
that's players.
You can't share. Are there shared clusters that we could put together?
One engineer can start multiple clusters.
Right.
Oh, we are creating crystals on the
This is the other way around.
microprocessor line.
This is a number of engineers in one cluster, and I don't see how that's the thing. This one says number of engineers 1,233, so I'm a little bit confused what that number is actually meaning. Where number of engineers one.
The scale of space is terrifying.
Yes.
I mean, obviously this is a representation.
Maybe it's engines and it's trying to refer to the Dyson spheres.
Number of engineered spheres, baby. What do you mean by how many engineers are playing them? I understand that if it says engineers 5, the game means there are 5 engineers. What the fuck is an engineer? How can you have 5 engineers? Why have we only got 1 engineer? Why did that person have 1,200 engineers? Do you mean a Dyson Sphere engine and it's a rubbish translation? How do you have... Oh, seeds. Right. So they're people... But that doesn't make any sense. Why would people use the same seed? You don't get to share anything or see anything because the game has no multiplayer unless you do what we do.
I guess it's kind of speed running the same track and see who has the best time.
I don't believe that. There's too many places with more than one seed. I think you're wrong. It's most of these, almost all of them should have 1. That's got 1. That's got 1. Okay, this is not. That's got 2. 1. 1. 1. Okay, well, I clicked on a lot more, not 8. You tell me 8 people had that seed. 1. 56. It's not likely, is it? Like, I should almost never be able to find one that has multiple ones to it. Ah.
That if all the seeds are rolled out randomly, but players can input a custom seed.
Okay, bear in
If
mind that
players want to collide, they will.
this game has only sold a couple of million copies. And there are 500,000 Dyson spheres. And I reckon most people haven't played that far. I see what you mean about competing for the power ranking, but honestly, with this screen here, if it was lying, how could you tell? I suspect it's lying.
Yeah, imagine like if it wasn't lying, it would have been very disappointing for the first few players. Just zoom all the way out and there's just nothing.
Yes. But yeah, I see. That would make more sense. I assume there are some large YouTubers who've got 1,000 people in to try and compete for the power rankings.
I remember the other day I was just scrolling through, like, I think it was Facebook or Reddit, and it showed a video that's just here's a clip from NASA or something of some galaxies colliding, and you watch it and you're like, oh, this looks really small, and you're like, wait, that's ridiculously gigantic.
Because there's 2 black holes that are colliding that we're filming at the moment.
I don't think it was that, but yeah, it was like I think it was like a simulation of galaxies, and it's like this, like the amount of like potential destruction seems ridiculous, but then like you read the comments and it's like, well, most of these planets actually wouldn't touch each other because there's so much empty space, even though it doesn't look like it.
Yes. Well, same thing. If you look at if I do a picture of all Earth satellites. If you look at a picture of all of the Earth satellites, it looks terrifying because you're like, how many are there? But then you realise they're not that
They're
big.
so far apart.
Yeah, if you look at this, you're going, well, there's no room. But each of these are, they should be a millionth of a pixel each, not a blob. I'm curious. Oh, I can also have Ultra Mood on the back of my car, but Ultra Doom is definitely the best thing. I forgot what I was trying to fix now. Oh, we appear to be out of carbon.
Adult room as well is quite interesting.
Adult. Oh yes, dual motor is an anagram of adult room.
You may be about to run out of silicon on hot singles.
That's not true.
Well, this is going very slowly.
It just sounds like you're talking about sex at that
There's
point.
170. There's not much. There's 170,000 silicon left on hot singles. That is not very much.
Is this the situation where you press the button and ask whether there's a doctor present?
Maybe.
The planet system reminds me of. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's the other one.
No. The planet system reminds you of.
It reminds me a bit. It's like a bit like a more advanced version of the kind of thing they had in. If you ever played that.
You cut out then. More advanced to the version they had in.
Oh.
You went quiet.
Oh, in Planetary Annihilation. If you ever played that.
Oh yeah, this game is everything Planetary Annihilation should have been. Like good.
Probably, yeah.
It's a D-gun though.
Yes. Local supply, remote supply. Why have we got enormous amounts of carbon? Ah, right. My carbon nanotubes should also be going into. But that's just my stuff's made from space. Oh, in storage 10. So storage 10,000, right? And we are set to local supply and remote supply. Cool. And then over here, this is no, not that one. Where is it? Over here, this one is set to demand. I swear, every time I look at these logistics stations and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? They start working. So why? So there's like 10,000 over there. Over here, there's 200, and 44 of the drones are doing nothing. Why? What am I doing wrong? Now they're... Oh, well, that's it.
The feeder station might be full.
Nope, the feeder station has... Well, no, because the feeder station... Do you mean the feed station?
The supply station. We're looking at the demand station.
Ah, actually, the supply station is empty. That'd be what it was. Yeah, that'd do it. I still stand by what I said, that I look at them and they start working there. Oops.
I hooked up warpers to the network, so we can now do automated expansion.
Cool.
And I guess that means we have also quite good sulfuric acid supply now.
Yes, if we get sulfuric acid back to here, that would be good, because then that reduces the amount of crude oil we need by a factor of some. I will show you a picture. Esmia's research tower is a lot cooler than ours. I agree. Yeah, if you can see that on screen. Do you see how my window is animating? How do I make that not do that? For some reason, when I full screen some things on my computer, they just go weird. And I don't know what it is. Like it's done it for months, and I can't work out what the hell it is. Like, whatever it was should have been patched out by now. Yes, Chrome is up to date. Yes, my video code drivers are up to date. At that point, I run out of ideas at that point, going, could be... Ooh. I suspect I cannot sustain this level of carbon nanotube production. I mean, definitely not, but it'd be nice to get something going a bit more. Hey, Morbid, did you see the video, Dora?
Is it adorable?
It was hilarious. That's not a real term.
What?
Dora decided that she was going to stay on the back of my motion platform last night, even when she really shouldn't have, and she was determined to stay there for quite a while. Okay, we're out of plane. We're out of not kyber crystals, Casimir crystals. Yeah.
Kyber crystals is a Star Wars.
Not kyber crystals. Oh no, we're out. Of,
Yes, it is Star Wars. Wait.
We are out of organic crystals because we are out of refined oil.
That reminds me, I still need to watch the rest of the Star Wars anime things that they released a while back. I only watched a few of them.
They're very hit and miss. Some of them are brilliant.
Yeah.
Some of them are just awful. So very hit and miss.
Well, I guess that's what will happen when isn't like each one a different studio or something?
Yes, it is. Yes. Where the hell is our oil into all this? I'm trying to look for a line that comes in. It's empty.
Oh, have you been watching the Boba Fett one?
Oh yes,
Or-
I've been enjoying it because unlike a lot of people, I'm watching it on a cinema-sized screen, comfortable in the dark with popcorn and surround sound, and it's fucking ace. Because people, I swear to you, people are watching on 32-inch televisions on the other side of their room while spending half time on their phone going, I don't think much of it. It's good. I've really hold on to this one.
My only issues so far has been the weird bikes, but they're like whatever.
Yeah, so the thing about those bikes, I said to myself, that looks like rubbish CGI. And then I said to myself, I bet you anything you like, they're real. And they actually built them, and that's exactly how they look, and they just look like weird CGI.
Well, my issue is less how they look. I'm fine with how they look. My issue is that like they should be a bit dustier and like probably go a bit faster. They felt very slow.
That's fair.
It was a very slow chase, I agree. But, I mean, even now, it's not outside the realms of impossibility to have, like, electrostatic charges on your vehicle so it actively repels dust. That could be done. And this is Star Wars in the future, and that's what they care about, is how shiny their bike is. So, yeah. But
I guess that's true.
I do agree, it felt like rubbish CGI, but I bet you anything you like, they genuinely built them. I bet you they did, and they're not CGI at all.
Let me have a look. Hold on.
Our oil has dipped below a usable amount.
So we could use oil.
We could, but I'm just hooking up another crude oil seep. Haven't touched. But yeah, we could do with an oil-rich world. I mean, within a week of play, we need, sent to this planet, iron and copper and crude oil. Definitely. We are going to run out. We still have a lot of stone and a lot of coal. An awful lot of coal. To the point where I feel that we should possibly have been doing a lot more burning of coal. I didn't realise that the planet was so coal rich.
Yeah, I just posted a picture of them. But I can't tell if they're CGI or not. It kind of looks like they put like a coloured frame over the top of a bike. Like it looks a bit like a go-kart.
I bet you anything you like, they're real, and that's exactly how they look. They've got super ultra shiny things, and I just having looked at how they've done a lot of the volume rendering stuff. They're probably just real, because the volume rendering means they can put a lot more budget onto stuff that they care about.
Well, yeah, I think they're real, and they just edited out the wheels from underneath, which is why it looks a little bit weird.
Yeah,
I want to say
it was a low-speed chase. I will completely agree. It was like a maybe so. I wouldn't have thought so. It's only Chrome for some reason. It's only when I go full screen. If I go windowed, it's always fine. It's weird, but I get like weird flickering.
The thing is like I understand like. Well, there probably isn't speed limits, is it? It's fucking like Mos Espa. Like, no one's gonna give a shit if you're going fast, but.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was a low speed chase. You like just boot it, mate. Come on.
Like if anyone was going to make their bikes fast, it'd be those people, right? Like
no. They were even referred to as the mods. Have you not seen mods?
I mean,
have you got the stream up?
Yes.
Have you got the stream up?
Yeah, I've got the stream up.
Right. I'll play.
I know what a mod is, but
no.
like,
Does this person here strike you as someone who is going to ride fast on his bike?
If it's a hover bike, yes.
No, it's not a hover bike. Is it? Is this person?
Yeah, I not that one. No.
No, this is my point. This is the style. It's nothing about going fast. It's about looking like a pro. It's about a unique style and a. But yeah, this is the thing. They even refer to them as mods. They are not about going quick. They're about driving, scooting.
Yeah,
around.
so I mean, I get that thematically, but even like if one of those people on one of those bikes had to chase after, they probably would still go fairly fast, right?
No, you don't know anything about scooters,
No?
do you?
No, I mean, fucking. I mean, it's a hover scooter. How fast do you think a hover scooter can go? Probably
well,
a lot faster than they did.
30, maybe 35. No, it was. I have enjoyed Sunset all the way through. I felt the mods were one of the weaker aspects. As I have said before, even bad Star Wars is better than no Star Wars.
The sequel trilogy was so
Better than no Star Wars. But good Star Wars is obviously better than bad Star Wars.
This is true.
Oh my word, this is getting there. Okay, so hopefully now oil is back up and going.
There's a couple of characters from the animated Star Wars series I'm hoping will have a live action appearance soon, but I don't know which of them will.
Well, the actor who plays Jango Fett has said he would be interested in reprising all his other roles, because he's also done. He did like I don't know what the fucking name of them is. All the other roles he did, you know.
I mean, he could just play any clone.
Yeah,
this point,
but yeah,
right?
he's already done a
yeah.
bunch of them in the TV show, and he said he would be interested in reprising those. And people were like,
well, some people are hoping that he might appear in the Obi-Wan show that's coming up.
do you know when it's airing?
I don't.
Yes,
when
you
is
do.
it?
Yes, you do. Come on.
I don't.
When should it air?
I don't fucking know. Hold on, let me Google
Come
it.
on. No. Come on, everyone.
I don't know. I said we start. I said we start.
It is,
May the 4th.
It is on May the 4th, and I just got refined oil and crude oil mixed up. Whoops.
But some people are hoping he'll appear in that show as Commander Cody.
May the 4th. Thank you, Malcolm.
Actual
Yes, May the 4th. That's when it airs.
But he's got Streamfly. But...
Also, The Legend of Vox Machina is starting, and it has all kinds of cool actors. David Tennant, for example,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Doctor.
What's airing? Sorry.
Vox Machina is a animated show that's coming out based on the. Do you know who Critical Role is?
Yeah.
D&D campaign.
It's like one of the biggest Twitch channels. They do a D&D campaign thing with Matt.
Oh, right, okay.
Basically, yeah. So they've made an animated show based on their first. Like that again, based on their first campaign.
I mean, cool, whatever. Have you seen Final Space?
No.
David Tennant plays the bad guy in that, and he's brilliant. And there's no season 4 coming. They cancelled it. It's like, for fuck's sake, stop ending on cliffhanger. I know. I'm sorry.
Have you seen Good Omens?
Have I seen what?
Yes.
Good Omens.
Yes, because there's a sequel to that.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that one.
But yeah, no more. I'm afraid, no more Mooncake. And I was like, I thought Final Space was interesting because I really didn't enjoy it for about the first 4 episodes. I hated the main character, and it all suddenly just sort of clicked. And I can highly recommend it. It's a Netflix original series, very, very good, even if there is no season 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I rewatched Eternals recently because our parents hadn't watched it.
Oh, mate's in that.
Your mate?
Yeah.
Yep, he is Fastest body double.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. Unfortunately.
He also did The Gentleman.
See, I don't know why that film's reviews weren't that great. I thought that film was pretty decent. I don't know.
It was all right. It had a lot of issues. Like it needed to be a series, and the hand waving. Oh yeah, we only do stuff that stops. I'm going to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, that's your own fucking lookout. We're only going to do stuff that stops the planet demon growing. All right. Like half the population being wiped out would slow that down. Yeah, but we don't do that. Like, right, but you could have, and you should have. And Marvel just need to, like, they set Venom in a different universe without really talking about it, and no one went, well, hold on a minute, where's Iron Man? They just didn't even touch it. It just was a different universe. Whereas the Eternals, they would have been better off setting it in a different universe and then using the multiverse madness to combine it in some way.
I'm looking forward to Multiverse of Madness. There's so many like theoretical appearances that could happen.
Yeah, well, I thought Spider-Man was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed Spider-Man, and I should probably watch it again. So,
About to transfer to Matty.
okay.
If I can find where it
Have you
was.
seen any of the rumors, or do you not want to know?
The thing is, at this point, there is nothing. The thing is, with the Spider-Man
Yeah.
rumors, it was fine, but I don't want to have something spoiled for me. I don't mind people going, "Oh, it's going to be." I'm just, quite frankly, astounded, and I wonder what happened legally to get Tom Holland to shut the fuck up, because he's very bad at that. And somehow he managed it.
I think what's more impressive is Andrew Garfield. The amount of times he was interviewed on it, he lied every single time. It was kind of like even to one of the co-actors from the original film, he lied to her. What was her name? Emma Stone. He lied to her about being in it.
One of my favourite couldn't shut up was after the first script reading of The Last Jedi. Daisy Ridley and John Boyega in London. They took 2 taxis home, and she was silent. What we doing? Oh, for a film. What is it? Can't tell you. John Boyega got in and went, I'm in the new Star Wars film. That's like the first thing he said to the taxi driver. And apparently the taxi driver went, yeah, of course you are, mate. Sure you are.
I feel kind of bad for them, to be honest, because I feel like it's kind of like the negative reception some of those films have got has sort of impacted them a bit.
John
I don't know if they're
Boyega's,
necessarily.
he's done all right. I haven't seen much of Daisy Ridley. She was in that shitty computer game, the time travel one. Playing,
Time
doing
travel one? Which one?
Deathloop. The one from above, the 2D one from above.
Oh, Deathloop. Yeah, okay, I know
Deathloop.
which one you mean. Okay.
Yeah, which
I think so.
that
Yeah.
has 3 actors in it: Willem Dafoe, who's awesome, James McAvoy, who's Scottish, putting on an American accent, and Daisy Ridley, who's English, putting on an American accent. It's like, why did you even hire them then?
I don't think James McAvoy is that bad at an American accent, but yeah, I get what you mean. You should just bring an American artist voice acting.
Yeah, but why?
Because he does like American and actually no, he just British
Why
in
not
X-Men,
bring
doesn't he?
somebody else in to do him? Why? Like, you don't see the actors, and they don't have enough clout really to make you go, I'm going to play it because it's got Daisy Ridley putting on a voice in it.
This message was brought to you by Lawbreakers hiring Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I mean, he's at least a voice actor.
Yeah, that's true.
That is so pretty. Look at that.
Wait, so I assume we're allowed to talk about Spider-Man spoilers as well then?
Oh, I don't know.
That's not that recent now. It's been like 2 months, right?
It has, but some people I know have avoided Spider-Man because they don't want to get COVID, and many people have described it as the biggest super spreader event. And it's like, you know what, I can see that.
That's kind of fair. But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure it's coming out on Disney Plus in like a couple of weeks.
And in a couple of weeks it'll be fine. I will say, do you know what the best kept secret of all time is? And it came out recently. You're probably a little young, Brett, I'm afraid.
Is it Paul Rudd's anti-aging technique?
No, it's about Elvira's girlfriend. So Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, came out. She came out as gay, which is brilliant.
Wait, who, sorry?
And you don't count. And she's been dating the same woman for 20 years, and she has had to keep this secret. I'm dating Elvira for 20 years. This woman.
Wait, who's?
Wow.
Who is Elvira? This just.
Yeah.
Oh God! Really?
Elvira, the
Go
original.
look her up.
The original pin-up girl.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, from the 80s, and she has been with another lady for a very long time, who, as I said, has had to keep the hardest to keep secret in the whole world. I mean, up there with, like I say, Kelly LeBrock. Elvira was quite literally the most lusted after lady in the 80s. She was the I mean, she was in computer games, she was in films, and if you've not seen her films are surprisingly good. They're much better than they should be. They're just full of brilliant innuendo. Really funny. But yeah, so Avira's girlfriend is the best person at keeping a secret in the whole world. Fight me.
Or the best secret is one that is kept without ever being revealed.
Well, that doesn't count because obviously you never know. But in this case, they decided that I think she's 60 now. No, she's 55. But she's decided she was
70. Isn't she like 70 now? Hold on.
I can't remember. I want to say she's 65, but I think she's decided to finish her acting career.
She is exactly 70. She is 1951.
Oh yes, I think she's decided now is long enough to not be the person she wants to really be. Which one are Matrix cubes?
They're all matrix cubes.
Oh. Sorry, I thought he was saying what. I mean, our purple line is the weakest, but in fact, our purple line's not going. Purple hasn't come back to life after that. I clicked the research. Where is purple? Here it is.
Speaking of films, I'm still waiting to see what happens with the Avatar series of films.
Sorry,
like
no processors. Henry, you were looking at that. We're getting no processors sent to Dora.
It was coming
wait,
back.
Hold on. There's a massive train of microprocessors just turned up as I said that.
Where's the stream?
I turned up and then suddenly there's this train of microprocessors just came down. I don't think we've got enough. I don't know how many spaceships you've got at your end either. It's possible you don't have enough.
I had a train of thought and I just lost it.
If you want to check, just click on the space station. It should have 10. They should take longer. What do you mean they should take longer? Bear in mind, we've kind of a little bit overdone it in here. So what we're relying on is instead of having a sustained cube throughput, we're backing it up and then going and just burning through a lot of cubes. That's why we've got these stacks. We've got lots of reds, not so many yellows, and lots of blues. In fact, we've got so many blues. This first storage is still there. But we're relying on I want something and overdoing it, and then everything happens really quickly. Yeah, Henry, we might need more microprocessors because Hot Singles is pretty much supplying us with processors.
Yeah. We might have run out of. Well, don't think we've run. How do you see the resource?
Zoom out. No, Hot Singles. Oh, silicon's not used in microprocessors, so that's fine. You have plenty of iron and copper.
Right. So I'm looking at then.
But yeah, we have many thousands or tens of thousands of red and blue cubes.
Going back to Hot Singles then, currently on.
Yeah.
Was about to try and set up a silicon mine on thingy.
Matty?
Matty.
I'm surprised
right, back to Hot Singles.
That's not been done then.
Oh, well, there might be, but I haven't seen it. But I was going to put up some more, basically. But then I realised I haven't got enough bare basic resources to sort of start building a mining thing. So like, oh fuck it.
Yellow is trickling as well. Yeah, so Mike, we've done it. We've done this a little bit odd. So we're relying on building up a lot of research and then burning it all in one fell swoop. But remember, the oil ran out and the microprocessors ran out. If they took longer, I would have just built more research stations. You may take 10 times as long. I'd have built 10 times as many research stations. That, I'm afraid, is a zero-sum game. Okay, we don't have enough organic crystals.
Transversing to Hot Singles.
Don't have enough organic singles? We don't have one. Henry has broken my train of thought.
There's no Hot Singles left in your area.
There's no cheese singles.
Cheese singles? What?
Oh, that's plastic.
Aw, man.
That's this line here.
Approaching hot singles.
I was saying something a minute ago. I completely lost what I was thinking about.
Might have been important or fun. Or
Good job.
That's actually one of the first signs of dementia, Brax.
The fact you can remember my name when talking about dementia is hilarious.
Well, see, the
I
joke
definitely
is,
caught the irony.
the joke is I pretended to forget, and then I pretended to have to look down at the... Never mind. It's okay. In comments to your meme, to be fair, the children were quite annoying in the Book of Boba Fett, so, you know.
I mean, the Tuscans in general make quite annoying noises, don't they?
Yes. They're all,
Oh wait, do you mean the children in the Jedi Temple?
No, no, the children...
No.
the children in the Book of Boba Fett were quite annoying. There are too many of them. I did see a Adult Swim sketch when he's like, "Oh, hold on, Anakin, yeah, don't worry about it. We can change the minds of the Jedi children. It's okay. Just keep them alive." And you've done what?
I remember what I was saying. I was curious, like, when we're going to see anything about these new Avatar films we're supposed to be getting, because we had like a teaser image, didn't we?
There is
I don't
tech.
saw that.
It's tech. So they are talking about 120 hertz stuff. James Cameron is very big on that in the cinema. Yeah. So did you see The Hobbit?
No.
Right. So The Hobbit was the first HFR film, high frame rate, and it was 48 frames a second, and it was weird.
Oh wow.
So the weird thing was, it looked fake. It looked artificial. It stopped looking like a bunch of dwarves and looked like...
Oh my god.
It looked like a bunch of blokes on a stage. And people complained about this. Now, to me, this says there is another level of realism we can get to. But it meant you could have wonderful panning shots. It's just that we're not there with special effects yet.
I noticed this with my new TV. My new TV likes to upscale everything to 120 hertz.
Yeah, motion
and so
smoothing
everything looks like garbage except for brand new content. It has to be like brand spanking new in order to look decent.
So
it's
what's
hilarious.
that mean for, like...
Well, I don't know. So that's hilarious watching anime with motion smoothing, because it can smooth pans but not anything else. So then they released a film called Gemini Man, and that was by Ang Lee, I think it was. And the film was all right, but it was shot at 120 frames a second, and it was really, really good. And there were very few. You could either watch it in 120 or HDR or 4K. There was only one cinema in the world that could do HDR and 4K and 120. So I watched it at 120 because I was really interested to see, because it's a lot newer than The Hobbit. And it was all right. It's not like you were like, whoa, this is much better. You kind of stopped noticing after a while. Every cinema in the UK, almost bar none, has a single HFR screen. And that is because one of The Hobbit's release requirements was you only get to show The Hobbit if one of your screens has HFR. Net result, one screen in in the UK has HFR. I think it's great. I think the concept of saying, well, we started off with 12 frames a second, we went to 24, we're done, is ridiculous. I know it doesn't look real. This means there is scope for films to look better, and that to me is much more important than the current sort of whatever approach that we're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an odd approach. Like, so is he waiting for cinemas to do that, or is he going to pull The Hobbit and go, "You guys have to have all your screens be this before we can"?
James
like, how do you
Cameron.
encourage them?
Let me think. What do you think?
Let's see. He wouldn't allow Avatar to be released on Blu-ray for the 3D format because he never believed that home technology would ever be good enough for his film.
You said this before, and I didn't believe you, and I still don't believe you, only because I've got Avatar and I swear it's in 3D, but it might not be.
That's funny because within the first 4 years after the movie was released, I bought every format that I could find.
So the Avatar...
hoping one of them would let me finally use that.
Well, the Avatar film is interesting, the game, because the Avatar game was one of the few games to support proper 3D. ironically.
Avatar was
I
like-
remember World of Warcraft Cataclysm was
Oh.
big on that,
Yes, that's because Nvidia paid for
which
it.
made fucking sense because the underwater zone, it felt like if you don't have some sort of depth perception in the zone, you're fucked.
so
I purposely went out and I bought a Nvidia 3D Now setup just to play World of Warcraft. So it worked. I've got the
I had
glasses, the screen,
I had a
everything.
double screen. Sorry,
Yeah. I've stopped talking.
there was a monitor that I was about to buy during that time that it had a screen behind a screen, so it was projecting two different images, and it didn't require active glasses
and
or
it can,
even.
so you can use
Yeah.
it can transmit left or right. Yes, there's a few of those techs and not enough.
I don't know.
I'm
So
gonna
the
go-
Avatar thing came out.
I'm going back to you talk. I'm going to go and look at my copy of Avatar on Blu-ray because I swear it's 3D, but I might be wrong. I'm back in a moment.
No, so Avatar came up in a conversation with some friends the other day because like it's a really weird film because it had such a big like, you know, it sold a ridiculous amount obviously, but if you speak to like the average person, most of them like even having watched it probably wouldn't be able to tell you the names of the characters, which is a bit weird given how popular it was. Awkward silence.
Weird, I think.
Sorry, I started to concentrate on something.
Nope, it is in 2D. It's also still shrink wrapped. I've never watched it.
Do you hear what I said, or not?
No, I was looking at my Blu-ray collection.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had your headset on or anything, but or if, yeah, I assume she speakers, I assume, yeah. Are they?
It's in a different floor, quite importantly.
Fair,
Speakers,
that works.
when streaming.
I don't fucking know. Some people are lunatics.
Fair enough.
No, what I said was I
We've
was on
got
with some
an
friends
error.
about.
I'm quitting and saving.
Oh no. No, yeah, I was talking to some friends about Avatar the other day because one of them brought it up and said that like it's a really weird film in that like it was so successful, but if you talk to the average person nowadays, no one knows the names of the characters. Like no one remembers any of it.
Yeah. Jake.
Like
Sully?
some of us might. Yeah,
Sully,
I
Jake's-
remember a couple of them, but beyond like the main character, maybe one other character, would you be able to name like the other characters?
The guy that Sigourney Weaver played.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Esme, we know you use speakers. We can hear it. Okay, reloading.
Damn it!
It's pretty good. 99% of the time, it's okay. Okay.
Yes, it's
Williams
weird.
back up to
Like,
John.
it doesn't strike me as a franchise film.
Okay.
Because like the characters are.
Can you name all of the Seven Dwarfs?
Well, no.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
I mean, that's quite an old film though. Like that's like probably sort of. How old is that film?
1940s.
Yeah, I don't even know if have I watched it.
I say
Probably.
27, 1937. Okay, both Esmir and I got the wrong decade. Oh dear.
Wait, just need to find the average. There you go.
But I mean, like, there's something like as big as Avatar was, you'd think people would remember it. It's
Can I join?
People remember.
It's
People remember
John
that it
Henry.
existed.
I totally remember the movie.
Okay,
I know, I remember it.
Well, there's.
But like,
Wait, is Jake
Yeah.
Sully from that film, or is Jake Sully the name of the same actor in the Terminator film? Not joking. I actually can't remember.
I don't
No,
know.
Jake Sully as the main character in Avatar.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what's Sigourney Weaver's character's name?
I don't fucking know.
What's the guy
let's
with
have a
the
look.
scar and the crop top and the robot's name? What's the Navi lady's name?
Neytiri.
Okay, so what's the bloke?
Surprised you remember that.
What's the evil robot soldier man called?
Miles Quaritch.
What?
That's right, Quaritch. There you go.
I think the funniest thing about the film, I saw it in the cinema. I saw it a couple of times in the IMAX, and people always laughed and going, "Oh, we found unobtainium." Everyone laughed. I'm like, "Oh shit, hold on! I know what unobtainium is. James Cameron knows what
Well,
unobtainium
yeah.
is, but normal people don't." So if you're building a bridge and you need to have a piece of cabling that has to have a certain amount of strength. You don't know what element it is. You don't know whether it's going to be mild steel or carbon fiber. You just say it's unobtainium. You just mean we don't know. Assume it has infinite strength properties. It's a material that can't possibly exist. But everyone laughed, and I'm like, oh wow, I know what this is, and no one does. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. It's a real, or it's a not real, engineering thing. And I did have to. I laughed at everyone else is laughing. Like, you fools, you don't get it. Bet you wouldn't even get Rick and Morty.
Requesting join ignorance.
Wow.
Go for it, Shalka.
Join.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah.
oh
No, please.
no, yeah,
No, mine was about.
I was gonna say, I'm looking through
collectors.
I'm looking through the character list for Avatar, and there's actually like not actually that many named characters.
No. Did you think I could name some of them? Like, so what's Sigourney Weaver's character?
Grace. That's
Grace,
it. A last name is not given.
Grace, last name not given. It is a TV trope, but it's also an engineering term, and it's a correct term to use, and it amused me so many people laughed at it.
I failed to join. Could not reach the server.
Oh. I didn't get any arrows, so I guess try again. I am going to put some more hydrogen capture bits and bobs on your mama.
I guess my concern for the sequel for this film is who has nostalgia for this film.
I do.
No,
Do you?
even if no one has nostalgia for it, the first one still made an
I'll
awful lot of
put it
money.
this way.
Because James Cameron
I'm
doesn't
a-
make bad films.
I'm a U.S. war vet with a fucked up spine, and seeing that in the theaters at the time when
Yeah, it was great.
yeah, I was crying because the scene where he first started to run, I was like, yeah, I would totally do that too, because I was a runner.
Go for it, Jalka. I mean, it's me. Whilst that is a deeply touching story, not being sarcastic, it really is. You have to understand that's a pretty small target market to aim your film at.
Yes, it is. Like when he was talking about needing a new spinal, it's like, yeah, okay, I can relate to this movie in a way that very few other people can.
Yeah. But James Cameron hasn't had a flop since ever.
I'm looking through his films out of curiosity.
Terminator 2. Titanic.
That's the one. I'm not talking about
The
looking
Abyss.
to see if there are any flops. Would you consider Alita Battle Angel also? It was okay. I wouldn't say it's a bad film, but
I would have liked to have seen more of the film.
It feels like they set it up for a sequel that they didn't know what was going to happen.
How much money did it make?
Which is, I don't know. Let's have a look.
Requesting permission to join.
Yep. Oh no.
Joining. Oh.
Wait, was that the movie with the city and the floating?
The robot
orb
roller skater
thing?
fight lady.
What was the oh no?
I've got another error.
I guess I was thinking of different.
I've
I
not
was
actually
thinking of
joined yet,
Aeon
so
Flux.
not me.
Let me just fly here and put these down, and then I will save
Wait,
to it.
so when I search David Cameron films, this Alita Battle Angel shows
David
up.
Cameron.
But when I search,
Don't search David Cameron films.
No, not David. Not. Yeah, you know what I mean. But when I search the film's name, a different director comes up, which is interesting. What is that? Did it have multiple directors, or?
Yeah, so Alita Battle Angel did all right with 405 million, which apparently is not
Okay.
enough to warrant a sequel.
He didn't direct it. He was the screenplay writer for it, apparently.
Okay, load
So
me.
I don't know if that
Off,
counts
okay,
or not.
crash.
He also Terminator Genesis. Was that good? I've not watched it.
Wait, James Cameron actually?
I liked it.
Is that the?
Well, look.
It was. Yeah. So Genesis, that was the one. Yeah, Genesis was. I like Genesis. Genesis's problem is and the bad guy is an app. Okay, we've done this one. Wasn't this the plot from Austin Powers? Okay. Shark, do you want to try rejoining?
Why is it listed as a James Cameron film? If I go to the Wikipedia page for Terminator Genesis, it's not listed as credited.
Because it's a Terminator
Confused.
franchise film.
Yeah, but he.
And thus he is involved.
Yeah, Shark, are you joining?
Well, let's have a look.
Was it Genesis he was involved in? I thought it was. Genesis was the one with App is the bad guy. It was the one after that that was good. With Linda Hamilton in it. Which one was she in? Dark Fate.
I still like that one.
Yeah, I like. Oh no, it's doing it again. We are getting a crash in transport part execute game tick. We're getting an index out of range exception.
Oh no.
Okay, so James Cameron wasn't apparently involved in the direct development of this, but he owns like the rights to most of it.
He does.
I don't. Yeah, and then, but apparently he was involved in Terminator: Dark Fate, which apparently only made 261 million at the box office, but costed about 200 million to make, which is a worse margin than most of his films.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So that's
200 million. Yeah, I mean, it's only made 25% profit, which apparently is a terrible. But Tim Miller.
Well, I don't think that includes marketing.
But Tim Miller directed
the marketing
that.
was probably.
So
yeah, he wasn't. He was the writer for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a base game error?
I think so.
Didn't look like it was a mod error.
I don't know. It was something. So no one's joined yet. I mean, don't forget we are running a mod. Inherently, we may have issues. So I'm just going to leave it run for a minute. The error was something to do with a planet tick. Wasn't anything to do with networking. I did wonder if we were going to get to the point where this game just isn't going to take any more on the mod. Like it might run fine single player, and again.
Well, we learned that at about this point is when a third of the way across the world, a third of the way around the world is too far.
Well, it's also.
I mean, my physical location to your physical location.
It's also possible as time goes on, this planet will actually get simpler, and we'll have more simpler planets, and it will work again. But yeah, it seems to be stable.
Yeah.
Shawcrow, would you like to try joining?
I would like to joining.
Okay, I'm done looking through his films now. Most of them seem decent.
Yeah, they've made a lot of money. Is the important point.
Oh, definitely. I'm very curious to see how the new Avatar. It's been like 13 years since the last one came out.
Wow, really? The first time I saw
2009.
I saw Avatar a few times in the cinema. The first time I saw it, I turned up late, so I had to sit on the very, very, very front an IMAX screen to the point where people's shoulders were big and the top of people's heads were kind of small and pointy. Not a good situation.
I don't know why they have seats that close to the screen. It's not really a good experience, is it?
It was an old
to fit more people in.
It was an old IMAX screen that used to show documentaries on like solar systems and things. Henry, ready for a join?
What's one of the round ones?
Yep.
Yeah, one
of
the old. Oh, there we go. Bang. Have you clicked join yet, Henry?
No.
Yeah. Same thing.
I switched onto the multiplayer screen.
Thread error exception. It's an station component, planet transport. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think the game has logs. But we are running a slightly older version of the game. Unfortunately.
I'm seeing a log output.
Oh, is it into... There.
I was going to tell them. It's going to be in the Bepinex folder.
In the what folder?
The mod.
Oh, it's not a mod. Chris.
Yeah. So, right. No. Oh, right.
But even
I
so,
was
like,
not thinking.
let me just search.
I just dawned on me that the mods keep their logs separate from the base game.
I mean, I'm surprised there isn't because Unity loves to log.
I would look in documents. Dyson Sphere Program. Well, there's the save files, blueprints, achievements,
Here we go.
options.
Specifies whether Unity's output log should be redirected to false. I suspect they've redirected the log to nowhere. Actually, should put true in. But like everything seems to be working. But it says, "Oh, you should stop playing." But it seems okay. I'm kind of hoping that a spaceship has just sort of decided, because it's the transport, planet transport. So I'm assuming it's the logistics vessels. I guess I will.
Is there a way to get rid of that error window? Do you know?
No, that window wants you to not. I will just flip that across to do not redirect Unity output. Maybe I'll get a log file. Oh, hold on. Are we on version 0.70 of the mod or 0.71 of the mod?
It should be 0.71.
Okay, right. I thought that changed. It's not. Good. I will rerun it and then see if it's... But it might be the mod. It's hard to say. I can make a copy of the save game and load the game up on modded and see if it crashes.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Mike, that transport could mean belts for all I know. It could mean logistics vessels, it could mean logistic drones, it could mean anything. That's just the code name for something. We have another save 19 minutes back there that we could possibly roll back to.
There is a mod specifically to let you close that error window.
That sounds like a very bad idea. Let's just pretend
That's
this error is
hilarious.
not happening. Yeah.
No. It doesn't.
Guys,
It doesn't suppress it. It just lets you close it in case if you're like, yeah, that one's safe to ignore. I'm just get out of the way.
That's that was one of the biggest improvements to
Is it safe to
stability
ignore?
in the games industry was crash dialogues you could not get rid of. Because otherwise people go close it, oh yeah, there are a bunch of errors. They report a bug and you're like, holy shit, this seems terrible. And they go, there are a bunch of errors earlier on. Like, oh, what was that? Oh, I didn't read it. Now you guys, you could run the mod. I shouldn't. Okay, we'll give it a minute then and see if it's there doesn't seem to be any log files. Sad. Oh, hold on. So it's C users. That'll be in % local low. Oh, no, same again.
Yeah.
Quick beat now. Maybe. In this folder, probably. Possibly in a folder called Unity. No, have I sorted in the wrong bit now? Youth Cat Studios, isn't it? Dyson Sphere Program, output log. It's complaining a lot about DLLs. The error. No, unfortunately, no more information. I mean, that could just be a bug. That could just be a straightforward bug. It could also.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's even already fixed.
Yes. The only thing I can try, if I quit the game and I go to my save folder, let me. Oh, I've just realised, you know when I derped before, I didn't realise there's actually a .server file associated with each DSV file. So I'm assuming that's the mod stuff. But if I... Oh, no, it's too late. I guess we'll just leave it there. Hopefully by the time we come to this next, which is... we've completely ignored the schedule, haven't we? We're supposed to do DSP tomorrow. By the time we come here next time, hopefully the mod has been fixed. We've got the various save files. I'll make a backup of the autosave one. And I'll just call this LDL possible load I'll also match that file name. So we'll call it there because, as I said, this could be a issue with the game. Looking at the crash itself, that looks like it's the game rather than anything else. I love the way their solution is load the previous save and hope it works. It's like, yeah, brilliant. But this is it's got one too many or one too few loops. They haven't synchronized a lock between an add and remove operation. Something like that. But I will bid you all good night. We are definitely doing Snowrunner on Wednesday, and we will come back to this.
Oh, hey, and now I can join in.
Good.
Now that crossplay finally exists.
Oh, I thought we had crossplay before.
A couple months ago, but that we weren't playing that back then.
Ah, good.
It happened like right at maybe a month and a half after you stopped.
No, it happened about a month and a half before we stopped because that's the point where all the networking broke.
Oh, god damn it!
I remember now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to join in. What's the
was
point of crossplay if the networking's ass to begin with?
Yes, it was broken as fuck. Right. So yeah, good night everyone, and we'll see you very soon.